All right. I mean, that's pretty wide. And if you're here.
Is that good?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Just sitting here waiting for Donald.
Yeah, he'll be here at some point.
Yeah. So, notice this doesn't tend to happen with the very.
Sorry, guys. I was valeting cars in the parking lot.
Really?
Where were you guys?
My union would not allow me to do that.
And that's below my pay grade. I'm sorry.
Below your pay grade?
Yeah.
Like, is that okay? But this getup, I mean, is this the most effective way to be valeting cars?
Well, it's so I don't get run over.
Run over? Like, I mean, you're valeting.
Am I losing
cars.
my mind?
Yeah.
You've always lost your mind.
Yeah, I feel
I'm
like
losing my mind.
or like
Yes.
a reverb or something like that.
Yeah.
Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to the Real Short Box. My name is Darren.
And my name is Supreme Chancellor Kevin.
I'm Donald.
That's all you are?
You know, with that kind of attitude, you should just keep the hat on and stay in shadow the whole episode.
Yeah, Donald.
Yeah. I mean, you're like glowing something crazy here. What is that? Is that
I'm not falling for that. I'm not
is this
falling for
like
that.
is this like a hot yellow fluorescent?
Well, whenever I wear anything, it's hot.
allegedly.
Allegedly. That's right.
Yes. Once again, guys,
Yeah.
if you're out there parking, by the way, what was the nicest car you were outside parking?
A Lexus?
It was a Volkswagen Beetle.
A Volkswagen Beetle.
The
Yeah.
nicest car?
The old school one.
The old school one. Like the
Yeah.
one like the Bumblebee, like from Transformers type one.
Exactly who it was, actually.
Oh.
Bumblebee showed up.
Did he transform?
No.
He couldn't fit in the door, so I told him,
Are-
sorry.
Are we talking like Transformers 1982, Michael Bay Transformers, or like that Bumblebee movie with John Cena?
Definitely the Bumblebee movie with John Cena.
John Cena is an actor now. Can
John-
you believe that?
John Cena's he's not here, though.
Oh.
Just to let you
I don't
know.
think he couldn't fit through that door.
I called him, and I was like, Johnny boy, hey, and why do we did when we're talking, we always do this hand thing. Johnny boy, hey, you gonna be able to make it?
Was it a flip phone you were using?
Yes, it was,
Oh.
actually.
You have a flip phone?
Yeah, it's a
Nokia?
maybe.
That's a Swedish company, is it not, Kevin? This is something
You know,
you would
actually, a little bit of trivia is I don't think they make Nokias for the U.S. anymore.
I don't think so. I think they got bought out. And
Yeah,
they're
you can.
just-
In Europe, they're still pretty big, and you can actually buy a Nokia phone from like a European Nokia phone, but you have to switch it and do some stuff for like the network to work.
My very first cell phone was a Nokia phone back in the early 2000s.
Oh, good for you, Kevin.
Good for me indeed.
Well, as a
That's something to
person,
be proud of.
Yeah.
well, as a
I used to have
person,
a BlackBerry, and I used to like that thing until it started breaking down.
Really?
And that's why I left AT&T, because they refused to fulfill
Had to
their
have
warranty.
a BlackBerry, did you?
well,
Yes, I did.
as a person who owns 208 shares of Ericsson Technologies, a
Oh.
partner with Nokia, I will agree with you. It is definitely much more popular in Europe. In fact, popular to the degree that might be where pretty much all their business is coming from. I don't know if they're really tapping into the Asian markets, and American markets are kind of been disappearing.
You could be right.
So let's talk about things people care about, okay?
I got no clue.
All right. So
I'm sorry.
we are once again here at Spero's Heroes, the Temple of Comics. I mean, this is not just a wall set right here. This is actually the famous wall at Spero's Heroes, where you get more of your featured books out here, as I just can gently turn my head and see some Flash, Spider-Man, Silver Surfer,
Iron
Captain
Man.
America, Ghost Rider.
There's
up
a
there.
Power Ranger book over there.
And a Deadpool.
Not that I'm
I
expecting
love
anybody to
Deadpool.
buy it, but it's
That's,
there.
that's a cool book. Look at that Deadpool.
I love Deadpool.
Look how adorable this little
Take a
guy
moment
is.
to get
Look
in
how
here.
adorable he is, the little Deadpool.
He is not.
See, look at that. Some ladies
Deadpool.
responding in the crowd saying how
It
adorable
is
he
dead
is.
poo. And yes, both O's are honey. That's kind of what he sounds like. Honey.
So he has his honey here. We are home currently now to 300,000 gifts. I mean, books.
For the holidays.
Hint.
Mhm. Yeah, guys, you need to come in. Like, if you haven't thought about it, now's the time to do it. We're going to be here for a few hours at least. We're going to be running until probably 8:30, 9 o'clock, so around
What's
there.
the address, sir? Is it 9045 Eaton Avenue? 9045 Eaton Avenue, Canoga Park, California.
And you
Come on down.
I feel like I hear this. This is coming off the printer. Okay.
fresh off the press.
Kevin, would you mind reading that?
Yeah, read the sale. Read the sale, Kevin.
Spero's
Do
After
something.
Dark sale.
Do something constructive, Kevin.
40% off front room graphic novels.
Did you say 40% off?
I did said 40.
40% off, guys. 40%.
Percento,
It's
yes.
crazy.
These prices are insane,
Right?
aren't they?
Yeah, like the radio people. It's fucking
Like
insane.
Crazy Eddie back in New York back in the day before they took him out. But
They
yes.
took him out. Did he kill him?
No.
They whacked him? They
No.
whacked him off?
Well, yeah, there's corruption issues. They had to take him
They
out.
whacked a guy. They whacked off a guy. They did something to him.
They did something to him.
He was either like, or like, ah.
What is going on?
It's probably the latter.
Okay, so
40% off front room graphic novels and omnibuses. 25% off just in long boxes with a purchase of $20 plus. 20% off front room sets. 20% off eBay items and 10% off wall books.
You forgot one. 20% off just in short boxes, but not in our short boxes. You know what I'm saying?
No
'Cause
pun
they're
intended.
Real short boxes.
No pun intended.
No, and I think it's fair also
Not in
too.
ours.
Now that you're talking about all these great
Put away
sales,
innuendo.
we can feature a number of things that also are not on sale. We have some outstanding books here. Spero's Heroes has a wonderful collection of, I would call them either rare or valuable items. Like for example, we've got this first issue of Venom Lethal Protector, and that is autographed by Mr. Todd McFarlane. Somewhere right there. I can't quite see. Oh, sorry. Stan Lee, excuse me. Stan Lee is right here.
Big difference.
The autograph? Yes, it is a big difference. I've met Stan Lee. We'll talk about that later.
Well, we have. All of us have.
We
Yes.
all have. Some had better experiences than others.
That's true.
We also have a signed copy of this Harley Quinn. Check that out right there, folks.
Also signed by Todd McFarlane and Stan Lee.
I don't know about that. I thought Paul Dini and
Yeah, it's definitely Paul Dini signed that.
Paul Dini signed this here,
has
folks.
signed DC books in weird scenarios.
In a weird scenario.
Oh my goodness!
Wait, this is live. This is not prepared whatsoever, folks.
How did that happen?
I don't know. There's a book here. This is actually I have the original version of this. Superman versus Muhammad Ali. But interestingly enough, it's addressed apparently to me, signed by
In this case, would you be okay with
Neil Adams signed this. Oh my goodness.
would you be okay with like just saying it was signed for you? Or
Yes.
just, you'd be like, okay, well, there's a Kevin. Like he probably doesn't know who the hell Kevin is. He probably saw him in a long line of other
people?
Johns and Jerrys and stuff, and then Kevin shows up, and then he's like, yeah, whatever, you're Kevin, like that. And so now you can. It's
special.
You can have that moment.
It's a special book.
Would you take that book for a signing and have him re-sign it, and then he looks at it, and then you'd be like, no, that's the wrong Kevin. You need to cross that out and put for me this Kevin.
This Kevin.
And then he would like smart-assingly like write for this Kevin.
That's a possibility.
I would do that if I was him, but I'm not him.
So Kevin, I definitely admire the novelty, but talk to me about that book a little bit.
It's a classic. I think it was 1978 when this came out, and it was very popular because hey, the greatest boxer at that time, and still probably of all time, at least in the heavyweight division, Muhammad Ali. He was the champion.
Originally named Cassius Clay.
Yes, originally named Cassius
Mama
Clay.
named him Clay. I'm going to call him Clay.
Boy,
go for it.
He would appreciate it.
We're just really prepping though for
He's not
potentially Beverly,
He's
for
still here in
Beverly
spirit.
Hills, for Coming to America 2, guys, which is going to be in theaters at some point next year.
At some point,
Or Netflix.
32.
We'll see.
That's true. 32 years since the original. That's a long time.
That's too long.
That's like Ghostbusters Afterlife.
Nobody
Ghostbusters
cares.
3.
Okay, well,
I'm about
Ghostbusters.
to say,
That's a different
that's
thing.
a different thing.
It's a different thing because they've made they've made it relevant for so long. They keep like bringing it around and talking about it and doing cartoons and action figures and we had that all female led cast in 2016, which I know a lot of people hated that movie and I can get it. It wasn't, as far as like the plot's concerned, there really wasn't one, so to speak, but
a plot to make money.
The opening was very good. I thought the opening was very, very fun, and I very much enjoyed the opening. But it just took a turn and like just went downhill from there. But the best thing that came out of that is the fact that so many people said, "Yeah, we don't want this, we want that," and then it finally spurred the company to go, hey, and the people, we need
People
this.
spoke. People were
We
spoken.
need a real Ghostbusters movie.
People were
So
spoken.
now, hopefully, that's what we're getting. We'll see.
The trailer looked good. Did you like the trailer?
I did not see any original cast members in
Well,
the trailer.
I feel they were kind of somewhat copying the Force Awakens teaser trailer, where you didn't see any of the original cast. They want to kind of help establish the new people first, and then the next trailer.
Who's gonna die? It's gonna be Bill Murray.
Is Janine gonna be there? Because I just
I
saw
hope
her.
so.
I saw her on the set
and Rick
a couple months
Moranis.
ago. I know she's still alive and well.
Yes.
Rick Moranis? I don't know if he's gonna be in there.
Oh, I hope he is. That'd be nice.
I mean, I don't know if it's necessary for his character to be there.
But I just want to see him on screen again for
Yeah.
obvious reasons,
Well,
as I'm
think
sure
everybody
you
would
do.
like
Yeah.
to see him on screen, sure, but
Yeah.
that's not
We miss Rick
necessarily-
Moranis, just like Joe Pesci coming back, in the Irishman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Joe Pesci's like still 5'3".
So what?
Hey!
Well,
That's
as
his
you get older, you shrink. You know that. Right?
Wow, you mean Darren's gonna shrink to like 5'10"? Or
He could be
or-
5'3".
I
by
mean,
the time he's
I'd
done.
probably go tell him that to his face. The only thing is, he would respond to me in a wise guy attitude. I'd be like, "Sorry, Mr. Pesci.
Yeah,
that guy's scary.
He really would.
He is
I got
scary.
like 10
He would
inches
threaten
on
you.
him." And that would
Height, right?
Yes, height.
Okay.
There, that's
Just
one.
like Danny Aiello.
That's one done.
It's like Danny Aiello, who recently.
But
That's my
Danny's a tall man, though.
Oh yeah.
I
he is.
saw him on Broadway in a off Broadway show. Actually, it was called
The Tall Man.
Adult Entertainment.
I know.
It was very funny. He played a porn producer. It was actually really humorous. But
Okay.
yeah, he's way taller than you
Do
would
you think?
expect.
Wow.
Way taller. Yes,
Is he as tall
absolutely.
as Jeff Goldblum?
That's about 6'5", 6'6",
Yeah.
and he looks taller than he actually is. Still, Goldblum, because he's so long.
I've seen him. Yeah, he's
Jeff
tall
Goldblum
dude.
held me. It was wonderful. Just gonna say,
He held you like a teddy bear.
I felt so warm.
He held you like a teddy bear?
and loved.
He held you like a teddy bear.
No, but he did. I took a friend with me, and he immediately. I knew she did it on purpose. She wore this low cut everything, and he honed in on her like a goddamn missile. Like
So it was
boom, right to our table.
So this
But
was,
as soon as he's coming to our table, like okay, so it's like you're me,
okay.
and then you're her or whatever, right?
Mhm.
And he's coming. He comes in like this, and as soon as he's like here, the server comes over and goes like this, and then it's like, "What can I get you?" And then he's like, "All right," and just does a turn and immediately starts talking to the table next to us.
Mm.
And he's standing there, and I see him. He keeps looking like this, so I know he's waiting for the server to leave, and the server's taking his time. And so he leaves that table, and he goes down like 4 or 5 tables. That server leaves. It's not like 10 seconds. He must have just went, well, what I thought, goodbye. And then just ran right over to our table and then was like, well, who are you? And then he did this magical thing. He went like this. He went, and she floated, I think. This is what I saw in my mind's eye.
She was
She
levitating.
floated like this and then just went like,
So she was levitating.
just off like that with him. And they went off together. And that was the last I've ever seen of her.
That is
No,
many
not really,
talents.
but she did float and leave with him, and they had a nice conversation. Apparently, I don't know, I wasn't involved in it.
Well,
And then
yeah.
later, I walked up to him and I was like, "Hey," I was like, I was like, "That's I brought that lady,"
Well,
I was like,
much.
And then he said, "Well," he's like, "Don't worry, my friend." He's like, "Why would she come after this ground chuck when she's got filet mignon now?"
Wow.
And I didn't even, I wasn't even like, oh, but I just went like, I went like that. Got a little giddy about it.
So you're the filet mignon?
I apparently,
And I'm the
according to
ribeye.
Jeff,
And I'm the
filet
ribeye.
mignon.
The ribeye is the tastiest after all. It's not the filet mignon.
Isn't that near the ass?
No, I'm telling you, if you go, that would be the rump roast, sir. That would be the chuck roast.
Oh.
That would be what you mentioned earlier.
Okay.
Get your cow cuts right. Now, much to the
Cow
shock of
cut.
our audience out there, we actually do have a planned show.
We do.
We
do.
actually do structure some things. This
Yes.
first hour, we are going to dig deep. And when I say dig deep, I mean like very few, if no other podcasts will, into our topics. And
So we're going down the Mariana Trench.
yes, and we're going to do it right here from Spero's Heroes. But guys, first off, I want to ask you before we begin here, do you remember your first experience at Spero's Heroes or with our owner, Elliot Spero?
Well, I remember, I think it may have been around the same time, when I met the godfather of comics back in 2007 at the Shrine Auditorium on the near the USC campus.
Mhm.
And he had a table set up with his family selling comics. He was near a very controversial area, and that's why he decided to open up a shop, because it wasn't too kid-friendly, as you know, back in those days.
He had a porn tent.
Yes.
Really?
Pretty
Yeah.
much.
Wow.
Well, just like any flea market, there's always that old dirty man in the corner.
Yeah,
that
quite
sells
literally,
used videos that you don't
quite
wanna
literally, it
touch.
was an old dirty man selling it.
Probably
That's
selling
the
lighters and
funniest
pocket
thing. It
knives,
really
too.
was an old dirty
Yeah.
man.
Yeah. Ninja stars probably in there. Yeah, it's all the same shit.
Throwing knives from
Every
like
flea
South
market.
Korea.
Yeah. Yeah. So Elliot left that.
Yes, in 2008, he opened up the Temple of Comics, Spero's Heroes, and it's been built up to where it is now,
Mhm.
a place of comic book reading refuge, a place where you can come together with friends and new friends and family, and just.
It's
view
okay.
the-
We don't do retakes here. You're good.
Oh,
That's part of the joy of live.
it's okay, sir.
You're
Nothing to worry
good, my
about.
brother. You're good.
You're good.
All right. Sorry. Go ahead, Kevin. So
No,
you were saying your
I'm
first.
just saying, my first experience actually coming to the actual physical shop
Mhm.
was wonderful. I remember it was set up a little bit differently, but on this side of the room, there was a glass casing and had all the like really high-end books in there. It was amazing. I remember Elliot would joke around and say, you know what, people wouldn't really buy. They were just basically museum pieces, but they were really nice museum pieces. And you, Donald, what was the first time you came to the
Well,
Temple of
it looks
Comics?
like he's responding to one of our listeners at the moment.
Our boy Vintage Ultra, who, by the way, had left. He called earlier. I don't know if everybody's watched our first live podcast, but if you have not, please do. It was a lot of fun here at Spero's Heroes. But we got a call from a gentleman that goes by Vintage Ultra. So he called today, apparently, and left a message with Elliot, and I'm going to read that. It says, to the Short Box crew, have a great show. Can't make tonight. We're listening while rolling meatballs. So
Nice. Nice.
So he's a chef, and they're working in the kitchen, and he's rolling meatballs. And
Roll those meatballs, sir.
I don't know where you're at. If I would assume you're probably in the LA area.
Maybe
But
not.
let me know, because that actually sounds really good. I love meatballs. So
with spaghetti?
with whatever.
Don't,
With a hoagie sandwich, with a chocolate chip cookie. I don't care. Just give me some meatballs.
no, Donald, I have a serious meatball
say.
question here
Yeah.
because you are a former, short order cook.
Uh-huh.
When
very
you
well
roll your
skilled.
meatballs, do you roll them with beef, pork, or do you mix both?
Well, you can do whatever you want, but a lot of
You
people mix
personally.
them both.
You personally.
Yeah. I mean, I like a good ground pork in there, some sausage with some meat, with some hamburger.
Texture or flavor? What do you prefer? Like, is it for the texture or for the flavor with the pork?
It's more for the flavor for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now-
but some people prefer it for the texture. It's really hard to say. It just depends on the individual, to be honest.
Very easy to say. Rachel Ray, eat your heart out.
And you can add, the breadcrumbs, whichever kind you want. Whatever kind.
Oh,
So
there
I
you go.
like to grind up
Milk, eggs, bread,
Cocoa
and
Puffs.
water.
Cocoa Puffs. I like to grind those up and put those in the meatballs.
Cocoa Puffs.
I don't know if you ever tried
He
that.
lives in Eagle Rock.
Eagle Rock.
Oh, nice. There's
So the name of the restaurant is Milk, Eggs, Bread, and Water. No.
That would be an interesting name for a restaurant.
It's
That could
home.
work.
It's
You-
home.
you
That
know,
can work.
and I'm sure
That could work.
my lovely lady out in the audience can agree. Eagle Rock has a great restaurant called the Oinkster. The Oinkster, we go out there whenever we hit Dodger games afterwards. We like to go right to the Oinkster with Uncle Polly.
I know you were a Dodger
Didn't the
fan.
Oinkster?
Not particularly, but I like the stadium.
Oh,
Oinkster had a place in Hollywood, I thought too.
They
But
do.
I think that went out of business.
Yes, they gave it a try. So
didn't we go there for your birthday one time?
the Oinkster, negative.
I could've
No, but where the Oinkster was in Hollywood was where there was a sushi place, and we went there for somebody's birthday once.
Gotcha.
Donald,
makes sense.
do you remember your first time with Spero's Heroes?
We're talking about the comic shop stuff.
Yeah.
So
2008.
I'm trying to
First
get
time
my.
you came here.
I'm trying to. Yeah, it was 2008.
Mhm.
Well, I mean, I used to come. I went with Kevin all the time to the shrine, so I would see Elliot there as well at the at what would be kind of a comic book convention.
Him and his lovely family. They were very
Right.
friendly. and-
It was always him and his son usually, and we would go in there, and we would, Kevin has the gift of gab, so to speak.
You do
so,
too.
So yeah, but I think that you're sometimes more prolific. There we go.
Like like a politician.
Right. And so he's a little better at it sometimes, a little smoother
Mhm.
sometimes. So he would hang out there for a while and talk to them and stuff. And I would come over and I would be like, oh, hey, how you doing? Good to see you. comics, and then that was you know what I mean? Like, so I didn't really start getting to know them real well until 2008 when I came here to the shop, and then I started coming in all the time. And I liked the vibe and the people that would come in here, and we would hang out.
We made enough new friends here.
Yeah. I think what got me the most was my first time coming in here. When I was looking at books and stuff, Elliot was sitting down and he had his phone in his hand. He said, "Hey," he's like, "do you want to stick around?" He said, "I'm gonna order some pizza for everybody if you want to hang out." And I was like, "What? What is happening? What is this? It's a clubhouse or what?" And it actually kind of is now. That's what it's come to be. So it's like a clubhouse for us. So we hang out here and we have a good time. So that's my introduction. It was a very warm welcome that I got here at Spero's, and I've been coming ever since.
And membership has its privileges here.
Yes. Yeah.
I'm going to tell you, the first time I was ever at Spero's Heroes was not for the purposes of shopping for comic books. I was here for a film shoot. Donald, go ahead, plug it.
Oh, yeah. I created this web series. I don't know if you know. It's called The Blue Beetle Ted Kord Returns. It's about Ted Kord coming back from the dead, and then his new adventures and trying to find out why he was killed and how and why he came back and all that stuff. Ted Kord's the Blue Beetle. Blue Beetle's a DC comic books character originally created by Stan Ditko in the 60s.
Steve Ditko.
That's what I said.
You said Stan.
Did I? Oh, I'm sorry. I meant Todd McFarlane.
All right. So, what's interesting is we came here and we started filming it. And, obviously we're very grateful to Mr. Spero for allowing us to do that, because as producers of our own content, be it film, be it, webisodes, it's very hard to find a filming location.
And he only charges $1,000.
Vintage Ultra, real quick, is Home in Eagle Rock. Is that the same place that they have one in Los Feliz as well? It's the same.
Oh, Home.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Is it the same? Do they have more than one spot?
I would assume one of our friends, Matt, at Home is his favorite restaurant, actually. So it's interesting.
Yeah, because he lives in Los Feliz.
And he's got a good whatchamacallit, he's got a good taste in restaurants. So yeah, I'm sure Home is probably delightful. Home, you're getting free advertising from us tonight. Go to Home, but only while watching our live stream. It's the only way we'll tolerate it. I want this in your car on the charger while you're driving to Home.
It's weird because we both know Matt's that's like one of their favorite places. So that is interesting. Yeah.
So here's the deal, though. So the reason I asked you about your first time visiting Spero's is we're going to keep with this first time theme, and we're going to ask you. So obviously, Star Wars is coming out next weekend, and Star Wars always is greeted with absolute fanfare. I mean, everything from the Grauman's Chinese Theater to that one time we were at ArcLight and got to witness all that mess. This is clearly not just a film. It's always an event. It's always a big deal. Obviously recapturing from Star Wars New Hope 1977, when it basically opened to nobody, there was not big fanfare. And then slowly but surely it was the biggest thing in the world. So I have to ask you, Kevin, what was the first time you remember Star Wars being in your life at some point, either watching it or having toys or anything of that nature?
Well, it was probably back around 1987. I was at a friend's house and The Empire Strikes Back was on, and I saw those AT walkers in the snow. Didn't understand. I thought it was cool. I saw people getting blasted off and blasted up.
AT walkers?
Those ATT walkers?
The AT-AT.
The ATs.
He's never going to get it right.
Yeah, it is not an ATTT. It's an AT-AT.
An AT-AT.
They're probably
it has been decreed, so it shall come to pass. Probably That's my gavel right there.
We're in a Star Wars shirt. Look at him.
And then I saw that epic battle between Darth Vader and Luke Skywalker, and the hand getting hacked off, and then the hard truth being told to him.
I am your father.
Yes. That was pretty intense for a little kid to see. And I said, wow.
I bet when you were younger, when you found out that James Earl Jones was actually Darth Vader, you were super excited and wished that he was your father too.
But clearly it was David Prowse who was Darth Vader.
Am I right?
I like the voice. I'm like, oh, that's good. Well,
I kind of was.
Well, it was cool when I made the connection. Like, oh my God, that's the guy that played the father in Coming to America.
Now, are you certain that David Prowse was just not doing his best James Earl Jones impersonation?
No.
Well, he actually did do the dialogue, but
originally.
Then if you see it on YouTube, it's out there. It's so funny because you're hearing that British Cockney accent. It's hilarious.
Darth Vader.
Yeah, yes, exactly.
Now, Kevin, I usually like to do this at our own risk, Kevin, but we'll let you flex some of your Star Wars knowledge here. Was the ending of Luke, the big twist of Luke being his father, that was not very well known by people until the movie came out.
Right. You mean the other way around? Yeah, Darth Vader being Luke's father.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, the only 3 people apparently that knew the secret was Mark Hamill, George Lucas, and director Irvin Kershner. Like this, I guess at the premiere, Harrison Ford was upset at him. Like, hey, how you didn't tell me about this? You know, because they kept it so.
Oh, Harrison Ford was upset.
And also on set, they actually
Who freaking
filmed it different ways too, so you wouldn't know which was the actual truth. So they actually were very.
That's good. They probably did when I am your uncle.
Something
I
like
am
that.
your cousin.
Don, did you know that
Obi-Wan. They even said Obi-Wan was the
Did
father.
you know that Harrison Ford was a carpenter?
Yes,
Just
he
like
was.
Jesus.
Just like Jesus.
Harrison Ford is Jesus.
Wow, that's interesting.
This is
because
deductive logic, folks.
in Indiana Jones, he did the whole carpenter thing, so he should have picked that chalice cup right away, right?
And listen, if you're really into my deductive logic, just go to any of your local universities. You can spend thousands of dollars to learn what I just told you.
Is that like one
Or
of
not.
those things to know from NBC? That
Save your money.
Donald, do you remember your first experience with Star Wars?
Probably the underwear.
Ha!
the underwear.
They had great commercials. I
The
remember.
underwear and a bath towel.
Was it
I
was
had.
it Fruit of the Loom or something?
Yeah, it was the underoos, so it was the little kitty
Oh,
underwears. That was Star Wars themed, and then I had a bath towel that I still have that had Star Wars on it. So that was my first introduction. Also, I had Luke Skywalker when he was all in black, and I had Landau, but he was missing. He was missing a
The
hand.
cape? Oh, I was missing the
He
cape.
was missing a cape too, but he was missing his hand. So I don't know what my sisters did with him.
They desecrated him apparently.
And punished him for some
They
reason.
desecrated
I
him.
don't know what the hell.
Kevin, your
sisters were
vocabulary.
weird. They wrote all over comic books. They chopped hands
Sorry,
off
I can't help
figures
it.
and stuff. I think they were secretly
I like to
serial
read.
killers, but whatever. But yeah, that's how I was introduced. And then like later on, my mom showed it to me because she was like, "You want to see something that's not quite as good as Star Trek?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure."
Ha!
Whoa!
So she showed me Star Wars.
You know, that's always an interesting debate between Star Trek and Star Wars. But you know what? I love both. You love both.
There's not really a debate.
They're separate. They're separate things. They're not the same thing. If you think about it, Star Trek's kind of being based more
Rolling
on
her
science.
eyes. Let the record show. We have someone rolling their eyes over here.
Ma'am, are you rolling your eyes? Oh my goodness!
It's
You
okay.
can like both. It's not a
That's what I'm saying. I like both.
It is a
No,
contest.
no, it's not.
It's
They're
not
two
like
separate
Trekkers.
things within the science fiction and science
Wars people
fantasy.
don't care.
It is a contest of champions.
You know, I mean, Star Trek
Oh.
loves the color burgundy. Just an observation. I mean, it is a lot of burgundy floating around there.
You know what?
Well,
If
you have a
we were
problem
in
with that?
Star Trek, I would put you in a red shirt.
So here's a good question for you. If they're going to a planet and you have Chekhov, Sulu, and Captain Kirk going with Ensign Ricky, who do you think's not coming back?
Usually, Ensign Ricky's not
Yes,
coming back.
Ensign Ricky would not be returned.
Usually,
100% of the time.
You know, that's true. It is pretty funny though. Yeah, they beam down to a planet to investigate something, and then
So,
it's
what about you?
It's kind of like the stormtrooper getting knocked
what was
out.
your introduction?
Well, I was going to say before I get into mine, anyone out there who would like to have any comments about Donald's Star Wars underwear, please, we are open to that. It is becoming one of those shows at Saturday night here.
I bet you still have it.
Spiro's After Dark.
So my first experience with Star Wars, honestly, it's something that I kind of just grew up into. So, you know, what's interesting about these movies is their lasting effect in my childhood was very long. Like, I mean, there were people that continued to just watch these movies well into the late 90s until, of course, you know, Star Wars Episode 1 came out. I have 3 other brothers. So naturally, every Christmas, you know, what was interesting is my father and mother would go excruciating lengths to go out and purchase the toys.
Yeah.
3 or 4 states, I think, have been covered in their purchases. Like,
That's
I mean,
insane. That's
dedication.
that is dedication.
yeah, well, they knew that those figures meant a lot. So growing up, I did not.
Didn't they do rain checks back then?
I didn't. Pretty much like I didn't get gifts frequently throughout the year, but birthday and Christmas was always over the top.
You
And
got
that's
hammered pretty hard.
and that's what it is. Yeah.
Christmas,
So you know, Star Wars toys. I was more introduced to
rest of
those
the
than the
year.
movies.
all the rest of the year, you're not my son.
And just the ice. Like I remember, I think the first scene I saw was Return of the Jedi. Was the Sarlacc pit fight, which to me
Ooh,
is
that's a
one
good
of the best scenes maybe in the entire franchise.
Oh, yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah.
Wait, didn't I have who was in that died?
Oh,
Got, like
Jabba the Hutt, if you remember, was one of
And also
many,
Boba
many
Fett.
Boba Fett. Where?
Boom.
Here.
Look at that book right
The
there.
first Mandalorian we were
Isn't that a
introduced to.
beauty? Isn't that a beauty? Ooh, look at that, Kevin.
I'm looking at it. It's looking at me too.
And let me tell you right now, there will be more Star Wars books being featured on this podcast.
Available here at Spero's Heroes. Come down, grab it while you can.
Because they'll be gone just
Before
like
I
that.
do.
So part of the reason, guys, that I really wanted to discuss the reason that what your first Star Wars experience is, it's not only just for credibility's sake, but also too, we have come up with this and we have kind of a unique perspective on it because we were actually living while this was a phenomena in many respects.
Mhm.
So with that being said, we've seen every Star Wars movie, obviously. You guys, I know, have probably seen the cartoons and all the spin-off series. I mean, even myself, I've seen Rogue One, which was excellent. My thoughts to you is, knowing everything you know about Star Wars, can you kind of break down where you stand on The Mandalorian?
Easy. The Mandalorian, it's a lot of fun. It's not in the lore of Star Wars, it hasn't ingratiated itself enough in there to be firmly placed within anything. As far as the timeline's concerned, and help me out with this, the timeline goes, it's right after
5 years after Return of the Jedi.
Yeah, it's right after. Thank you. I didn't even need to ask anybody else. 5 years after Return of the Jedi. So it was just after Return of the Jedi, and we get the Mandalorian. So basically, it's the Empire is gone. Basically, it's in shambles. The rebels created.
They're creating a new republic.
Right, their new republic, and it's funny because in this last episode, spoilers, we see there's a TIE fighter. We do see
a TIE fighter. Are you serious?
Yeah, we get to see. I think it's a TIE fighter. Or was it right? That's the good guys' ship.
No. TIE fighter is actually the bad guy.
What's the other one then?
The X-wing?
Yeah, X-wing. Thank you. We get to
Well,
see
it could be the Y-wing and the A-wing.
We get to see the X-wing. You can tell how good
I hope you get your Star Trek mixed up. I hope you know what the Star Trek Enterprise.
Kevin, are you sure it's the X-wing? Because as a person who owns the A-wing and the Y-wing, we want to make sure
so-
it's
okay,
accurate.
we need clarification.
Okay.
So, and then we find out that the Mandalorian was Captain Picard, which is also fascinating.
Interesting.
Yeah, in this
I
last
thought he
episode.
was Oberyn Martell.
No,
The Mandalorian.
no, it's Jean-Luc Picard.
Oh,
It's the Mandalorian.
I did
So
not know
anyway,
that.
yeah, as far as as a series goes, on its own, it's fun. It's not breaking any barriers or anything like that, or earth-shattering things. It does have who they're calling Baby Yoda, who basically just drives the show. They
He's
could
adorable.
just have Baby Yoda for a half an hour,
He's
just
adorable.
cooing
Yes.
and
And
playing
using the
with,
Force.
with
Strong
stuff
novelty,
like a kitten,
yeah.
and people would tune in and love it. But it does have some good stuff to it. There's a few episodes where it's a little bit, it's not the greatest thing in the world. But this last episode that was just this past Friday, it really knocked it out of the park. It had Clancy Brown was in it.
Oh, love Clancy Brown.
Bill Burr
Oh,
was
yeah.
in it as well.
Excellent.
And they were two really cool characters in it. And I'm not going to say any more than that. I don't want to spoil anything, but it's super fun. I think you guys are going to love it. I think it's just a fun ride. It's an 8-episode series that's only available on Disney+.
Only 8?
Yeah, only 8
Sucks.
episodes. That's all right. They're going to have some other shows coming out that's going to be Star Wars related.
You know,
so.
Kevin, you can drive right down to Manhattan Beach and have a word with him about that 8 episode
I think I
season
will.
one.
I
All
think
right.
I will.
Kevin, your thoughts on The Mandalorian?
Well, to be honest with you, I haven't had a chance to watch the whole thing yet, but what I've seen so far, it is.
Kevin,
My schedule's been
you're
really
wearing
tight.
the shirt.
Look, my
See, I get
schedule's
the
been-
excuse to get out of it. You, however, no.
I know, shame
No.
on me. My schedule's been tight lately. I'm
All
sorry.
right, just spat what you know, sir.
Man.
Look, the Baby Yoda, the fact that we're getting to know this Mandalorian is usually considered a bad guy, is trying to do some good.
It's true.
I appreciate that.
It's true. Yeah, it's kind of like
Carl Weathers.
What is it? Lone Wolf and Cub.
Carl Weathers, you can't go wrong with
Basically
Carl
the same
Weathers.
story, guys. So if anybody has a comic book, Lone Wolf and Cub, you'll know exactly what the Mandalorian
Or the
is
movie
about.
Alpha, directed by the Hughes brothers.
Or even kind of in a way, The Professional.
Yeah.
a little bit.
Luc
The
Besson-
American
Luc Besson.
version, not the European version. That's extra
Les
creepy.
Professionnels.
Very creepy.
Yeah,
version.
not that one. That
No.
one's really good.
No, that
Touchy,
dinner
touchy.
with Portman and Reno might be one of the most uncomfortable times I've ever watched a movie.
Yeah,
And I've seen The Human Centipede.
we
sir.
don't like. Ooh.
Weren't you in one of them?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. I was
actually, Darren was the.
I was
he was the tail
477 of the chain of 600.
Oh,
He just took all of it.
Oh,
no,
my
I
goodness.
worked with the tail end, but that has nothing to do with nothing.
But you weren't part of the tail.
Double negative. I'm aware.
I
You
got-
part of the joke,
I
folks.
got confused.
All right.
Sorry.
So, and then I have to say, just my initial thoughts on the Mandalorian that you guys haven't mentioned quite yet. I really like how they've modernized a lot of the fights. Like, there's a certain agility to like the bounty hunters and to the soldiers that I'm like, wow, this is. It's almost very in that martial arts vein when they had Darth Maul come in, you know, and I think it's just really neat. And you obviously had to modernize that. Now, for my money, Vader and Obi-Wan had a great fight in New Hope. I've heard people complain that it needs to be modernized. It's a little dated. I just thought the dramatic beats were all there. But for this generation, this is a very excellent choice, in my humble opinion. You have a book here.
This was originally the 3 for 99 cents pack at Toys R Us. It still has the bag that it was in.
Look at that.
Isn't that crazy? The Toys R Us bag.
Because
It's
Elliot
still in
Spero, he really cares about the integrity of your collectibles. Because let's be honest, these are never going to be made again. What is currently in existence is all that will ever be.
Yep.
Even the 1.7 million copies of Spawn #1.
There's a lot of Spawn.
Oh my gosh.
Signed by
You have
Stanley.
like 500 copies, don't you, yourself?
I'm going to take, I have a copy, and I paid $12 for it, which is still too much. Still too much.
It just depends, I guess.
For novelty, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, just for,
Hey,
for
Lando
me.
looks really good on that cover.
So here we go. This is
He's
honestly,
being held.
this is at
That's weird.
Spero's Heroes right now, and I highly recommend you guys look into it with our Star Wars theme. This is the absolute last issue of this Marvel run. Okay,
Low print run.
this is rare.
Oh, I
and
see
when
a
I mean
customer looking at it right
rare,
now.
I mean
You want that, don't you, sir?
You got Star Wars.
extraordinarily
You want
rare, and if, in my humble opinion, quite affordable.
Oh, and he's wearing a Mandalorian shirt with Baby Yoda. Look at that. They already produced them already. Look at that.
You know,
look at that.
Baby Yoda's cool.
Hey, can you come over here? We got to show everybody.
All right, go right ahead,
We
sir.
got to show the
I
shirt.
thought you were trying to hug
Let
the
me
man.
get out of the way.
I think you're trying to hug the man.
Check that out. Isn't that adorable?
For the affordable price of $13.
Wow.
Oh.
What's your name?
Yeah,
sir?
you can't go. wrong.
Johnny.
Johnny. Darren, thanks for coming
Yeah,
on.
thank you,
man.
Johnny. Appreciate it, Donald. Nice to meet you.
Thank you for showing that Baby Yoda.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
All right.
Matt, it's okay, sir. You got to take care of the kids. We understand.
All right. So once again, just looking at it, like this is like really cool. I can't stress to you enough. Like I said, once again, these will never be printed again. What is currently out there is all that is available, folks. So please make
And
sure.
no one
to come on
dresses
down.
like that anymore.
You know what? I would prefer that they almost do. Yeah. Kev, if you don't mind just pulling those out, we're going to roll into those probably in the second hour here.
Probably. We'll
so-
see.
All this being said, but once again, another question that Will asked about the Mandalorian is, and of course, I want Kevin's thoughts on this too. Your feelings about Jon Favreau taking over the controls here, because obviously there's a lot of controversy with Rian Johnson and J.J. Abrams. And let's be real, there was going to be controversy anyway, whoever took over the series, because you just can't make everyone happy.
It would be if you did.
Do you think Jon Favreau was the direction to be going here?
It's probably one of the only best choices left at this point to help salvage the
Because I don't know any of
Star
his
Wars.
work, so I'm just.
JJ
You don't know even his work, Jon Favreau's work?
Who's Jon Favreau?
You know,
I've never met this man in my life.
You're kidding. Oh my
Wow,
God.
I don't know about that, Darren.
Well, now hold on. No. Wait, the guy wasn't he the guy in Rudy? Maybe he's Bebop. Okay, it's okay. Wait,
Wait.
what is that?
I find this very interesting.
You want to? What?
Now, how could you not know who Jon Favreau is?
Wait,
When
where did you get that?
When there's evidence right here.
Where did you get that?
Let me see.
Who is that buffoon right there?
Let's see if we can blow it up a little bit more. There we go.
Yeah.
Who is that?
Look at that.
That is
He is
not.
standing. That's Darren standing
In front of his parking spot.
He's parked
No,
in
dude,
his spot.
Favreau drives a
How do you
2008
not-
red Honda Civic.
No,
I don't
come
think
on.
so.
I think
You are parked
sir.
in his spot,
You're
sir.
disrespecting that man's spot. You're
Look at that.
disrespecting the
Come
man's
So
on.
spot.
cocky too. Look at that cocky pose. Like, I parked in his spot. What are you gonna do?
Disrespectful.
Directed Iron Man.
Oh, wait,
You were in Iron
Swingers?
Man?
Iron Man.
You were in Iron Man.
Swingers.
Okay, the fact of the matter is, I do know who Jon Favreau is. I even met Jon Favreau and Robert Downey Jr.
Of course,
Wow,
you worked
I
on
was-
his movie. How's that possible? All right.
All right. See, this is how we set him up and knock him down here. You know, we try to extend the joke, aka the lie, as long as possible. So we have Favreau. Your
It's real
thoughts,
to me.
Kevin, on Favreau being the guy maybe to steer this ship?
I
forward?
am quite pleased. He's a man who respects the material, respects the source material, a man who knows what he's doing. Just about all his movies are good. And
Just about.
just about. I mean,
We got Iron Man 2 to talk about.
well, that's not his fault completely. Just like Joss Whedon and Avengers: Age of Ultron, when there's that studio interference, not letting you have full creative control as you should.
Kevin, Donald loves Age of Ultron.
I would love to have some studio interference.
Really,
I really would. Then that means I'm actually doing something. You know what I mean? Like I'm making a big film if I've got studio interference. So studios, please come interfere with shit I need to do.
so they interfere with Ted Core, you'd be upset.
I'd love to see it. I'm like making eggs and they slap the spatula out of my hand.
Hey, Donald, they might
Studio
need a director for the new Deadpool movie
Yeah.
on the wall at Spiro's Heroes.
By the
possible.
way, you can't beat this new Baby Yoda.
You got a Baby Yoda pop?
Look at that.
Oh, that was so fast.
Man,
Almost like that wasn't. Really.
No. Hold on a second here, Donald. That was definitely a Baby Yoda pop. I'm
Well,
telling you right
verbally
now,
is.
this is why I brought an AK-47.
Another customer says they want a Baby Yoda.
I brought
Sarah, you better run out the store. She might steal your T-shirt.
Kevin, please, we need to intimidate the crowd so they don't try to steal from us.
Okay,
I brought an
yes.
AK-47 with 150 rounds of ammunition. If you
Oh,
want this pop,
those
we're
don't
gonna go
exist.
shoot
Those
down.
don't
okay?
Those do
exist.
not exist.
Those do not exist.
AK-47s?
Not here.
150 clip?
No, I said
Not
150 rounds. I did not specify
Not
how
here.
many clips that I had
Not
with
Oh,
me.
okay. I'm about to say,
Okay.
there's no such thing as a
Don't
Well,
steal
look
our
at this.
Yoda.
We got a comic book here. It's another Star Wars.
Look how adorable.
What?
That's got an
Ewok.
Ewok on it. That's right.
He would later play a Leprechaun.
He was in Maleficent Part 2, actually. Mr.
Willow.
Warwick
He
Davis.
was also in Willow.
Yeah.
Yes, Willow.
Willow, guys, which they're making it, I believe, a Disney Plus
He's in Harry
series.
Potter too.
No, he's in
As
Harry
well.
Potter. Great.
He was in Harry Potter, several different characters, right? Yeah, he played several different characters.
No, Warwick Davis is a legend.
He's
folks.
also scheduled to play Kevin Green in the biopic.
You don't say. That's
Calls it
wonderful.
Ain't Easy Being Green.
That's wonderful.
That's the name of it.
Ain't that wonderful? Ain't that wonderful?
But also, too, yeah, and I think it's time
Actually, it
to
makes
move
more
on.
sense for him to play Donald McKinney because you're Irish. I'm not Irish.
No one.
Kevin,
no one
did you
cares.
spit in a cup and send it over to get your,
Your
Not
Irish
yet.
jet.
Not yet. Not yet. I
So
think
you're
he
I
might-
saying
thought
you
you
don't
did.
have any Irish in you?
You don't have that app that says how much you have
You've never had any Irish in you.
of
Well, my
French
name is
Polynesian.
Irish, obviously. It's Gaelic.
Huguenot. You have none of that.
I know
you
you
don't
do.
want any Irish in you.
I hear you're a quarter Japanese or something like that.
Well, I am a Yamate. You see, I know a thing or two, right? Yeah, okay. So before we move on here, I am not going to get heavily into the Mandalorian until they introduce Baby Jar Jar. It's really just that simple for me.
They do make a reference, I believe. There is
It's
something.
like that much?
Not Baby Jar Jar, but there is a reference to.
A certain baby.
It's not even that I like him that much.
Maybe.
I just like the reactions of people because, in my view, they're overreacting to Jar Jar. Look, if you don't like Jar Jar, fine. I get it. It's really not that complex in my brain why you don't like him. But the overreactions to him are just like, it's like, what do you guys do? You guys just overreact to Jar Jar Binks. There's so many other things you could overreact to.
I don't
Like
know
that friggin' idiot. Benicio del Toro scene on that planet of I don't know what. That is far more offensive to me than Jar Jar, but that is just my opinion, and it should be a fact.
Okay.
It's
Well,
published.
if you're giving opinions on this kind of thing,
Yes.
we do have a podcast about that where we did give our opinions. It was
That's
a
true.
three-parter.
Yeah, we break
Yes.
down each trilogy. We start with the original trilogy, the holy trilogy of Star Wars.
Right.
Then we get to the
Very recent, yeah.
up and down prequel trilogy,
Mhm.
and then we get to the Disney sequel trilogy.
Could be worse, right?
Which
Oh,
echoes
yes.
all
I
of
don't know
Kevin's
if it could.
political opinions, I will have you know.
Yes,
Yes.
it does.
Okay, we got to stop. We got to just move along here.
Yeah,
Okay,
we're-
great.
Sorry, Kevin. We
All right.
don't have time for your nonsense.
So I'm going to try to act like a millennial despite the fact I'm not and be like,
Well, technically you are. Sir.
no,
close
I'm a
enough.
Zennial.
We're
He's
Zennials.
pretty close.
That's not a millennial.
I'm a Gen
Is this a
Xer.
subset? Is
I
a
don't know about
Zennial
you,
a
I'm a
subset
Gen
of
Xer.
millennial?
Man, you're an old man.
I am an old man.
Wow.
Generation X?
You're older than
You're
me.
like Fight
though.
Club
Let
generation.
the record state Kevin is older than me.
Uh,
Zennial would be you're not quite X, but you're not quite millennials. You're kind of right in the middle. So in a way, you have traits from each generation. So we have traits from each the Xers and the millennial generation.
Kevin's also a part-time sociologist professor over at the University of Cal Northridge.
Huh?
That would be why.
Oh.
In the middle of X and
Well, you know what? That's true. That's a good point because it's also known. We're also known as the Oregon Trail generation as well.
You always die of dysentery.
Yes, you always die of dysentery.
Okay. So I got a treat.
What's that?
This is a vintage 1977 Star Wars card that I ordered online.
Yeah, I'm taking this home.
No, you can't take this home. It's special. You want to know why it's special, guys? You want to know why it's special?
Oh no!
This is the infamous C-3PO boner card. I'm not even joking. Look at this.
Oh
Look,
my God.
We're gonna have to buzz that out in post.
he's got a golden boner. Look at it. Isn't it glorious?
Now I think
He's
you're
hung.
misinterpreting. I think you're
He is
misinterpreting.
huge. Look at
No,
that.
you're misinterpreting what you're seeing.
No, I'm not. Look
Yes.
at it. It's a golden
What
boner.
you're seeing-
Look, I'll put it right in your
What you're
face.
seeing is
Okay,
Look at that
extra
boner.
really
card.
long time up in that camera.
That's a
I
big
just got
boner.
word from our
No,
sponsor,
no.
the Fellowship of Christian
This-
Athletes.
this-
We need
this-
to pull
Look at
that
that.
picture down.
That's not what it seems
is
that
a
way.
boner.
No, it's a misinterpretation. This is a device that's part of his suit, and it just happens to be placed in the area that would be.
Yeah, Kevin, that was obviously what it is.
Disagree.
Okay.
Who agrees with me? Anybody out there agree with me? This is a boner.
No.
You see?
That's a boner.
You see, she agrees.
All right.
That doesn't count.
So back to my
You
Zennial
all Fred
point.
Marion's in the back.
Back to my
yeah,
Zennial
I
point.
know. I know because of that boner.
So we're gonna go like full.
Boner too.
So we're gonna go like full Clueless Valley Girl here. What's going down with the new Star Wars film, guys?
The Rise
Let's
of
get some
Skywalker?
real reactions here.
Oh,
I haven't really been touched by the trailers, unfortunately. Usually when I watch a Star Wars trailer, I'm touched. I'm feeling something.
where would it have touched you though?
It would touch me in my soul, in my heart.
Oh, okay.
And I don't feel. When you usually hear the music, you start feeling something.
Also in his sociology class at Cal State Northridge.
I'm going to say something here. You're never going to recreate the magic of the original three.
No.
It's just not going to happen. For everybody looking for that and wanting that feel, you're never going to get it. I'm sorry.
You know, it's similar to
It's just the way it
the
is.
current feel that we have for the MCU is kind of similar to that. You're not going to recreate that. It's just
No.
it's not going to be the same.
No,
No.
absolutely not. John Corman, his Fantastic Four was the best. You just won't recreate it. Roger Corman.
Roger Corman.
Roger Corman.
Yeah, Roger Corman.
You'll never
Or
recreate
Todd
it.
McFarlane, I think, did it.
Or Captain
too.
America Part 2 with that soundtrack. That song goes. You remember we watched that?
original
at
Captain
movie
America?
night.
Yeah, I love that Captain America.
Late 1970s.
So this is the one where he's on the bike and he's got the plastic kind of clear shield for some reason that he attaches to the front of the bike. It's so dumb.
It's like in his
It's
wheel
so
wells.
dumb, guys. You can YouTube it, by the way.
Well, here's my
It's free
thoughts
on
on the new
YouTube.
one. This is just a general philosophical note. I even want to read it word for word here. The well, honestly, it's been poisoned for me between episode 7 and episode 8. Okay,
Mhm.
episode 7 just annoyed me. I felt like I was really watching a remake of New Hope, but a far inferior one. And by inferior, I mean character-wise. You have this Rey. I can't remember the term, Kevin. You've used it before, though. She's just invulnerable. in
Oh, Mary
every way.
Sue.
And she's just all of a sudden is like a superstar right out of the
Yeah.
gate.
Yeah,
Like,
the Mary
where's
Sue
the
character.
legit training coming?
Where's
at
the
you?
adversity?
And a lot of people say they'll counter with that Luke Skywalker had barely any training.
That's different.
But okay, from what we know, the lineage is there. You know what I mean? We knew there was something special.
We really know what a real origin story is.
And yeah, so I don't know. I find it to be a little bit different. And honestly, I don't dislike Rey. I like Rey as a character. I just find her to be incredibly lucky. I actually want to talk more about the character that you played in the films.
I played a character in
Finn.
the film.
Yeah, you're
Oh, that guy.
John Boyega, right?
John
John
Boyega.
Boyega is
John
with
Boyega.
us right now. Come to Spiro's Heroes and meet
Yes,
him.
talk in your British accent, please,
I
please,
can't-
please,
I
please,
can't
please,
do
please,
that.
please,
I
talk in your
can't
British
do
accent,
that.
please, please.
But
Everybody
I'm
ask him to
embarrassing
talk in his British
myself.
But his
accent.
British accent is this
Do
is
it,
how
do it,
John
Kevin.
Boyega
Kevin,
really sounds.
Kevin, do it. British accent.
So
time.
silly. Cheerio. How's that, huh? How's that?
You know, you're not
You
participating. the way we
gotta
want.
say something Star Wars like. You gotta say, the Force is strong with this one.
The force is strong with me. How's that? How's that? How's that? How
Or
silly
maybe
is
like,
my character has no purpose in these entire films.
Well, that's very true. He doesn't.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, only person with less would be Rose Tico. But here's the thing.
You
Yeah.
are
No,
going over
okay.
the top. Now.
Okay,
You're gonna upset some of these people.
I gotta admit, I don't know if there's any fans of Rose.
Oh,
If
I
there's a
think
fan
there
of
could
Rose
be.
out there,
Okay.
please comment. But I don't know
And
of
this
any.
is my conundrum.
I really don't.
Last summer, I spent a good amount of time with Leigh Marie Tran
Nice
on
lady.
a television show.
Nice
She's
lady.
extremely nice. One of those people that will seek you out and say, I haven't said hello to you today. How are you today? She's an extraordinarily nice person.
Right. She should not get any heat for her
No,
character.
no, that's
she didn't
insane.
do it.
Ryan Johnson.
That's craziness. But
Ryan Johnson, on the other hand,
You know what's sad? We met him too. He was a nice guy years ago.
I didn't meet him.
they're all nice. The people that ruin your childhood are all nice.
Mm.
I'm just telling you right now.
That's true.
So here's the deal. My thing with episode 8 that I think doesn't get talked about enough, I'm not necessarily opposed to Luke Skywalker having kind of an anti-hero feel to him, but it was just executed so poorly. Like the origins of blue milk, I'm still can't get over that ridiculousness.
That's the best. Oh my God. Did you guys, there's this meme out there where it has Kylo Ren with his shirt off and Luke sees him and then he comes over and he starts milking him. His big chest, trying to get that blue milk. And then it's, and like the next shot has Luke with milk all over his lips and stuff. Like he actually did.
You probably
He
had-
actually was able to get milk.
Do a meme with like franchise milking. Is that possible? Can you say milking a franchise? I mean, because that's obviously what's
Milking
going on
it to
right
death. Yeah.
now. You'd say that again. So you guys have obviously seen the trailer. Have you had an opportunity to make just some initial observations from the actual trailer? Something maybe a little more detail oriented that you just would like to share with everybody.
You notice anything
About the trailer?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the Emperor's voice, so it's obvious that the Emperor is going to be involved in some manner of speaking,
And-
whether it be a flashback or
it's pretty obvious. No, I think unfortunately he's back for real. So that means
probably because they
the
realized the
retconning
mistake
with Snoke,
that they killed Snoke and they should have kept him, and now
and
they
now you got
need
to
to bring
retcon.
the
You got to
Emperor
retcon
in.
Emperor. And,
Yeah.
this is the thing that's going to make me laugh, Darren. How did an old man that got
Hey,
tossed down
Black
a
Rook 7.
shaft survive that fall and the explosion? Explain that to me.
I'm glad you went into this, Kevin, because this is something I was.
It's got to be
it's
some
on my
miracle
notes.
writing, some miraculous writing.
I was
Explain
going to
that.
bring that up because let's be real here. The death of the Emperor was one of the most perfect wrap-ups of a series you can think of.
And it redeemed a character in Anakin Skywalker from Darth Vader back to Anakin Skywalker.
And it wasn't terribly predictable
No.
either that was going to happen. So
Yes.
this makes me ask, is he going to be a spirit? Is he going to
They
be a
haven't-
force?
That's the only thing that makes sense to me. If you're a spirit and like his spirit is kind of like taking over a body or something like that, you know,
Star Wars.
That's the only thing I could think of.
Well, you
But-
remember how Russell Crowe in Man of Steel, in that, like when he was in that,
Russell Crowe was the
construct-
best part of Man of Steel.
he
Fight
was
me.
quite great. But
Okay, no,
You like
I was
Kevin
gonna-
Costner?
Oh, I loved him. He was great.
You like Kevin Costner?
I agree.
No,
That
that's
opening
bullshit.
No,
scene
Kevin
in Man of
Costner,
Steel
the way he
was-
went out was pretty funny.
It went out like a bitch.
No, but it was funny though.
Yeah,
It was
It's very
hilarious.
emotionless.
hilariously
But what I'm saying is
stupid.
so like that character, how he's kind of like a construct that follows him around everywhere.
Mhm.
If
That was
Palpatine's
great.
that's one thing. Right?
Yes,
right.
but I do see in the
doubt it.
trailer that Kylo Ren has been called to, for lack of a better
The
term,
throne room or
a
something
temple
like that.
of some kind.
Yeah, throne
so
room. So if he's physically in the flesh, still alive, and you're gonna have a lot of explaining to do.
Or Kevin, is there something in that trailer? Because there's a lot of music. There's very little talking, obviously. I wanted to ask you about Kylo Ren fighting Rey. Like, I mean, their
It's
relationship.
anticlimactic.
Their relationship is quite possibly the most interesting part of those last 3 movies. And
You think
no,
so?
what I mean
Do
is
you think they're
because
brother and sister?
No,
No,
at this point, it's too late to do that.
what I
You think
mean
they're
by that
lovers?
is
No, not that either.
Kevin, what I mean by that is that it is a rather complex relationship. It's not like good versus bad. Like they kind of team up sometimes and they kind of are at a distance sometimes. So, I mean, it's just like, what context are we going to be having them fight each other? And are they really out to kill each other in that fight?
They're not out to kill each other. It's just silly at this point. You know, it's just anticlimactic. It's just we've seen this before. She's gonna win out, of course.
Right.
You know,
right,
so
right,
it's just like there's
right.
no
Yeah.
adversity being built up to this. Where you at least going to Return of the Jedi from Empire Strikes Back, Vader jacked up Luke. So
Yeah.
you know, like, oh man, this rematch. I hope Luke learned his lesson. Doesn't get jacked up again. So and instead, we saw Luke use a little bit of that dark side
Yes.
to overtake his dad until he pulled back.
Now, Donald and Kevin, I've been hearing a rumor from some of my Star Wars sources that Baby Yoda could potentially have some kind of a relationship to being maybe the next evil emperor. Have you guys heard anything about this? Because this is something that would be absolutely crazy to
That
me.
would be pretty crazy.
No, and I don't think that's the case. I think that's completely false. But it's fascinating. It's a fascinating thought to have. Something so cute being something so deadly. I mean,
It would kind of relate to the end of that first episode.
but if
why
they did
let
that,
them out.
man,
It'd be
if they
sad.
did that,
A lot of
that'd
people would
be
sad.
oh my god. Yeah, it would be Ryan Johnson's idea for
Yeah.
starters.
Of course, yeah.
Because imagine in
Yeah.
season 3 they have to put him down because somehow
Put him down.
because
Like
you know
he's
the
old
dirt-
Yeller.
because like yeah, can you imagine that season 3 you find
Yeah.
out they got to put Baby
Had to
Yoda
take him
down.
out to the field.
They got to put him down
Get
because
out of here! I don't want you anymore.
but you know what? What if that theory is true? What if he is like the Omen child? What if he's like a child of evil or something like that? Like he's like the last hope of the dark side.
He's so cute.
He's so adorable, and you gotta put the little guy down. And of course, when they do it, you gotta see his little eyes, big eyes, like light up and like, you
gotta do it.
and you gotta do it. I mean, oh man, there'd be so many people crying. Some people would be upset.
Hey guys, we're about to wrap up the first hour here. Once again, we're over at Spero's Heroes, open from 6:30 to 8:30 this evening. Or if you want to come and engage in us, maybe you can talk the man into leaving the door open an extra 1 to 3 minutes. But this is the guy you want to look for right here. That
The
is
Godfather of comics,
Power Man,
Spero.
Iron Fist. This is him right here. Come on down. Have a word with us. We are going to take a short, I'd say around a 10-minute break.
10-minute break.
Please stick with us, though. Feel free to put your comments up. We do answer questions
We are gonna
live
be
on the air here.
Wandering back through in a couple minutes here and there. I'll probably be eating a donut, and we'll be
They still
happy
make
to
donuts?
How do you
respond.
maintain your girlish figure with the
Yeah, how do you
donuts?
do that? How do you
know?
maintain a 150-pound figure?
Exercise. You ever hear of it?
We all exercise, but we don't have that figure that
Put
you
Just
have.
down the
exercise
fork.
your jaws, Calvin. Talk
All
about
right.
the rest of your body.
Once again, we're the Real Short Box. I'm Darren. This is
Donald.
And Kevin.
and we'll be back with you in about 10 minutes.
Thank
Thanks
you,
for
guys.
sticking with us.
Please stay with us. We'll be back 10 minutes. We're even going to put a lovely "We'll be right back" thing up on
And
the
we
wall.
will be featuring more books that are available right now at Spero's Heroes.
You see what's down there?
What's that?
Darren, the entire set of Star Wars 1, 2, 107.
Get him more. Say what? Like you did a month ago.
Yep. There's 1, 2, 107.
Darren, where's the
107 over here?
where's the thing?
Which thing?
That back thing that
The back
you
or-
made for the wall? Is
You
it?
came! Come in! David! He's just in time because we just finished the first hour, so we're taking a 10-minute break and we'll be back on. Good to see you, buddy. And you actually brought the boys. All right. Let me introduce you to the man himself, Elliot. Let me introduce you to one of my coworkers. This is David.
Hi, how are you? Very pleased to meet you.
Elliot is I call him, he's the Godfather of comics. This is the Temple of Comics. I'm going to give you the tour.
Huh?
I'm going to give you the tour.
Stand by broadcasting.
What's your name?
I'm not going to pull him out.
Aaron, Kevin, nice to meet you.
He
And
does have
little brother,
one of those 7 issues.
Nah, here.
It's really awesome.
Eli.
That's
All
cool.
right. Well, here you can see a wall books. So some of the top books we have on sale. So you see this nice little 70s, early 80s X-Men run. I don't know if you're familiar with it anyway, but just
I'm a DC man, but okay.
oh, well, you know what's funny? My buddy Donald here, he's a big DC man. But a lot of Marvel stuff here. You see Spider-Man, X-Men, little Wonder Woman here and there. There's some boxes here that they're on sale. Some are like $1, some are real cheap. Actually, it's over there. Here's your DC stuff. There's some Batman from the 70s and 80s. There's actually a Batman box right there from the 70s. So check that out in a bit. And then the glass casing, there's some
Hi, I'm Darren.
old school books from the 60s, especially here.
You guys are doing awesome nerdy work.
I'll take you
You're,
down
you're
here.
kind of
Speaking
ridiculous
brothers.
sometimes, but you know.
Very much so, yeah. That's why I get paid the big bucks.
Do you now?
No, not at all. I don't do that.
Oh, look at the little ones. Oh, the little ones. So cute.
Oh, you're right.
Bag.
Maria, you want to split a donut?
Sure.
What kind you want? Cherry, chocolate with nuts, chocolate, or honey wheat?
Honey wheat. Aww. Come look at my books. Come look at her books.
Oh, I thought you said boots.
No, they are very nice books. But oh, she means. It's exciting.
I mean, they have.
Look, Mac, it wasn't a gag. There really is a Titano. That one.
He's like the.
Ooh, that one's cool. Mm-hmm. Down the bunny trail. I knew you were gonna get that one. I freaking knew it. Yeah, that one's alright. That's my least favorite one. Did you see he's got more horror here? In those two boxes? Right over here?
On the top?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
She's a goner. Just like breathing. I did so much driving over. We'll just going to work and back this whole week, and then going to. Well, I just went from work last night to Sherman Oaks to meet up with the person, and then I drove to. I went to Universal today because I felt like it, and then I drove back, and then
We were at Universal the same day you were at Universal.
I know
like,
I
a
saw
couple
the
weeks ago.
picture, and I was like, "You were there?" Because I went. I didn't intend to. I didn't know they'd started the light show yet, and so it was already getting dark, and I was like, "Wait, they're gonna do it," and so I stayed and I watched. I love it. And when they do the snowfall sometimes too in Hogsmeade. I know. I like it. It gets me all excited. It's the little things.
Marie, do you like these kind of books?
Mm-hmm.
These are really neat. These are reprints of the 50s story.
Yeah, I love these.
Aww. I don't know why I'm saying aw like it's an adorable puppy, but you know. It depends what you're into.
Baby. I like reading the stories too.
Stories are good. This is me going just a tad bit insane, but I think it's alright. I'm good with it. Cause what? Oh no. Alright. Those are some nice pajamas you got there. They fit perfectly.
That covers it.
You look like it almost looks like you're going to like a martial arts class.
Yeah.
Martial arts Santa. Oh. Oh, I can't wait. I cannot wait. It's gonna be wonderful. So are you doing like a tree or anything? Or yeah.
I don't know if anyone let me borrow.
Oh.
Because he has two.
Well, then he definitely had more than he needed. I love the tree. It's awesome. It's like one of my favorite parts. Decorating. And when I was a kid, I used to want to like sleep next to the Christmas tree because I wanted to I'm gonna watch Christmas movies and sleep next to the tree on the floor. And like, I actually still want to do that now. Now that I'm older and I'm like, do I want to lay on the floor? I have a bed. It's really comfy. But I might still do it. Aww. Oh, here we're coming to the fish here. This is gonna be wonderful. I'm so. I did not know this was happening. I am.
Good also.
It adds to it, makes it even better.
I forget which part of town you're in.
Reseda.
Okay.
So it's not far from here at all. It's like, well, Google Maps said like 18 minutes to here, but it's just like basically going that way a little and then just going like up, turn that like that. But
Yeah.
I'm just like, wow.
You might want the big thing with that.
So, this little girl does.
I know.
Hi, ladies and gentlemen. Give us 2 to 3 minutes and we will be back with you.
What gift was I going to give everybody, Sarah?
the greatest down I've ever seen.
That's very nice.
Wow. Nice. That takes you a while.
It did, yeah. You know what? It's actually a better beer than the one that came with it.
Yeah.
That looks like a beer that comes in your costume.
It should be Spider-Man.
No.
And Richie Rich meets Cal.
It's just not a long season.
This one.
Yeah, one more minute.
Yes.
Yeah. There's a Power Ranger book. It's funny, we were just talking about this. This is actually wall books, these Power Rangers. I don't know if... But I think in these boxes, there should be other Power Ranger books.
That's Donald.
Yeah, I mean, this is pristine. He's not gonna.
Yeah,
Yeah, let's go look. What was the company?
Boom? Yeah, Boom is an independent company. But what I would do, to be honest with you, look through some of these top. Sometimes you'll see things like that here. So some of these top, and even especially down here.
Yeah. Oh, I found it.
Oh, just like that.
Here it is.
Cool. Oh, there it is. Magic. Magic.
That was quick.
Santa McKinney.
Hey, Donald, can we roll? We can Kevin and I can do an intro to get you in. All right, cool.
All right.
That's Mighty Morphin.
All right.
You like the
Well, we are back
We're
once.
back already.
We're back once again, and once again, Donald is not with us.
Of course, because he just has other things to do.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. All right. Now, I'm a strong believer in one Kris Kringle, better known as Santa Claus. Are you as well?
A little bit. I mean, a little bit.
All right. Well, here's the thing. I have an idea.
What's
In
your
order
idea?
for us to get Kris Kringle to come, this is December, after all, right? December the 14th?
December 14th.
Okay. You got to get a little bit in the holiday spirit here, Kevin.
Why?
Why? You want Santa to come, don't you?
Bah humbug.
No. Bah humbug is unacceptable. Let's see
Fine,
here. Oh, what do I
fine.
have in here? By the way, we're at Spero's Heroes. See, we got Spero Agnew here.
Wait. Do you? I don't think most people know who Spero Agnew is, though.
Spero Agnew is one of Richard Nixon's vice presidents.
His first vice president.
Yes, absolutely.
State of Maryland.
This is-
Former governor of Maryland.
Hey, Elliot, what if this was the new logo for Spero's Heroes right here?
Would you appreciate that, sir? Spero Agnew.
I don't think anybody would know who it is.
That's true.
It's very unfortunate. You will make your return soon here. All right, I'm going to put my Santa hat on right now, and I'm going to hope that Santa Claus, oh, that one does not fit my big fat head. How about right here? Okay.
Look the same size.
It is slightly bigger.
Oh.
Oh, okay. Merry Christmas. Santa, we could really use your help right about now.
Did someone say Santa?
Oh,
Well.
Ho, 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 indeed, everyone.
This is the most emaciated Santa I've ever seen.
Ho, ho.
Santa,
Not a
you
hoe.
lost like 150 pounds. What happened, man?
It's
Global warming.
Seriously.
well,
Seriously?
very hot in the North Pole.
okay. I take your global warming and raise it the Peloton. Okay,
Very
the Peloton is how you lost
Very
weight.
chilly. I'm very cold all the time now. It's not fun. It's not
Cold
fun.
as ice, willing to
But
sacrifice
sir, you have
our
to
love.
explain how can Santa Claus is supposed to be a jolly, plumpy old man look like an emaciated
Let's not discuss it.
middle-aged man?
Let's just
face.
I
Let's
mean,
just ignore what's
Look at
happening.
face.
Look
Look
at that.
The-
Look at
It's
that.
the spirit of Christmas is what we're here for.
Look,
And
spirit of
I've
dieting.
got something for both of you. Actually, mainly for
We got a
Kevin.
gift.
We got a gift.
Yeah.
No way.
This is
I
outstanding.
brought this safe. It's so important. I put it in a safe. There you go. Kevin, open this up. It's for you.
That
sir.
sounds like a slightly English accent. Maybe it's
It
just
is.
John Boyega.
Sounds
wow.
slightly English.
Look at this. It's a Disney comic
No way.
with Donald Duck.
That's your book.
Nice.
This is Kevin's favorite book. Remember the last time I knocked it out of his hands? I felt so bad. I went out and I bought an original one for him to replace it.
Are you Dudley
But
Moore?
this is for
You
you.
suck Dudley Moore for real.
But here's the thing is in the spirit of giving,
Don't block his face. We
I
want
didn't-
Kevin to know.
I didn't-
Look at that.
but I feel so bad because I didn't get anything for Darren.
Oh,
But
Okay.
actually, give me a second here. Give me 1 second. Take that.
Okay.
I'll just get
What?
oh, come on!
Oh.
half for you and half for you.
Oh,
Look.
Problem solved. Merry Christmas.
No, wait. Why'd you give me the half with Huey, Dewey, and Louie and Donald Duck, and you give him the half with?
ride the toboggan. I get to ride the toboggan.
Merry Christmas.
This is not a Merry Christmas.
Spirit of giving.
It's a rotten Christmas, you emaciated
sorry.
Santa.
I'm sorry.
I
here.
don't even really want
Yeah.
to wear this hat
You gotta
anymore.
split the cover too. There you go.
Wow.
There you go.
In case
Wow.
I don't know what this is.
There we
Look
go.
at this. You're
There we go.
desecrating a book from 1975.
Merry
You're
Christmas,
upsetting
everyone.
People in the crowd. She's about to kill you.
Merry Christmas.
Somebody else is about to kill you.
I've got half a book for you and half a book for you. Half a book for you.
Well, you know,
half a book for everyone.
Fairness, Jaws came out in 1975, and that looks kind of like a shark bite.
Yeah, seriously.
Indeed it does. Indeed it does.
Almost 45 years ago.
Spirit of Christmas. Sharing.
You need to put on some weight, Santa.
All right, now, folks,
I'm on a diet.
and I mean this with absolute
It's
sincerity.
not good when I'm bigger than you.
I
know?
mean this. Sorry, you guys want to talk about Elliot, the man who makes everyone happy.
The godfather of comics,
Guys,
the leader of the temple
Let's
of
do
comics.
ourselves a favor,
The real
please,
Kris Kringle.
to avoid this guy from being your Santa Claus. Make sure you come down and get yourself a little Spero's Heroes gift certificate.
Wait a minute. What does this say? Does that say to Donald from Kevin? Gift certificate amount $1 million.
I don't
What?
think
Kevin, thank you.
I mean, Kevin, you are a millionaire.
Oh my God, Kevin
that
gave me
may be
this
true,
gift
but
certificate
I don't know
for
if I'm giving away
$1
my millions away tonight.
million just tonight, live on the air. Kevin gave me $1 million gift certificate. Elliot, I'm buying the store.
It's yours.
Yeah,
No, you can't
Yes.
sell the store to him.
it's a Christmas miracle.
You can't sell the store to him.
And I'm Spero Agnew.
You're better off giving it to me to him.
Well, I got the gift certificate though.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, see?
Well, here's the thing. Now, guys, breaking news, okay?
Save
Before
that.
we get to that,
Okay.
because, Kevin, I want you to also share. I have just heard that those Star Wars comics that we are featuring right now here at Spero's Heroes, Elliot Spero has all 107. All 107 right here, right in front of me.
You're joking.
I'm not joking. I don't joke about comic books. You know this.
Is that true, sir?
That's
All
true.
107?
Yes.
Right
my
in front
goodness.
here, right in front of the glass. For those of you, this is a Marvel run, Star Wars. Now, 107 issues. That would have lasted quite a long time. You figure one issue per month. But honestly, 107 issues compared to like Spider-Man, which is, God, 700, 800, who knows what at this point. That's
Well,
a lot of
that's
issues. And Elliot Spero has all of them. And like we said, these will never be made again. Come down and pick these up.
Get it now or forever hold your peace.
Now, Kevin, what kind of sales do we have down here as
the
well?
sales we have here at Spero's After Dark.
Baby Yoda.
40% off the front room graphic novels and omnibuses. 25% off Justin Long boxes with a purchase of $20 plus.
I remember Justin Longbox.
20% off Justin short boxes. 20% off
I don't
front
remember.
room sets. 20% off eBay items. And last but not least, brothers and sisters, 10% off the wall books. You can't go wrong there. Am I right?
My ball bothering you.
The Godfather
Slightly, yes.
Yes.
has laid it down.
Yes, would that ball be attached to 3PO's boner?
First of all, that is not a boner, guys.
It's
Lee, stop. That is not what it seems.
Now
What
listen,
you're
look at that card.
misinterpreting.
look
Now-
at that card.
now-
You're misinterpreting
Listen,
what
we
you're
do,
saying.
we do have a viewer of our show, Nick,
Like one of the man.
who is currently out on the road driving.
What do you say?
He agrees. He agrees with
He's wrong.
Santa.
He's wrong.
Ah,
This fake
yes,
Santa.
it's a Christmas miracle.
This fake
indeed.
Santa is not telling you the truth.
I'm the real thing.
No, you're not.
Now,
Yes,
to
I
add
am.
to
Look
that
at my
also,
glorious
too-
beard.
Now, there's another question
That's
here
not a man
from
beard.
Nick.
It's like Zeus's beard.
Nick is currently out working at the moment,
In
making
Michigan?
sure he can deliver everything.
in Michigan.
Look
at that.
Well, he's going from Ohio to Pennsylvania.
Oh,
Yes.
Santa's great.
Why
See?
not?
Yes,
the kid's not
he
phone
makes
for it.
cafeteras
The
and
kid's not
everything.
phone for it. You
So-
see? It's not
So
phone
Nick
for it.
wants to ask, how big of a dork does Donald have to be to wear Star Wars colored underwear?
What does that tell you?
Well,
What does that tell you?
I mean, on a scale of like 1 to very dorky.
Is that Nick from Pennsylvania?
He's from Ohio, but he drives his truck from Pennsylvania to Ohio frequently.
well, he's a Michigan fan, so we can't take anything.
Hail
he
to the
says
victors, friends.
truthful.
Hail to the victors. It's basketball.
Your wife's
season.
from Michigan. How dare you?
Well, our basketball season will do much better. I'm just saying.
Unlike your football
What's
team
this
that got
we
murdered.
business?
Well, we're looking for 10 wins, Kevin, and put that bowl victory.
Did you say Christmas comics? Holiday fun books? Is that what you said?
That's exactly
Because
what they
I
said.
think
Are you
I've
hearing
got
voices?
gifts for everyone.
Are you hearing voices in your head?
It's
sir?
all in the hat, folks.
I
You
think
wear
it's
the hat,
voices.
things happen. Here it is.
I'm definitely hearing things, and they're all jolly.
Yes, I feel like I'm being called to the set
Jingle
right
my
now.
bells, jingle my
Once
bells,
again,
jingle my
I will not
bells.
reveal who, but one of our current live stream listeners is a huge fan of the idea of dead poo. I'm just pointing it out.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with Deadpoo. Deadpoo's pretty cool.
So I brought some books, guys, that I think everybody would enjoy looking at and maybe going out and buying.
Oh.
These are some of my favorite Christmas comic covers. Holiday covers in general, actually. So here we go. This is Happy Holidays from Teen Titans Go.
Teen Titans Go.
Look at
Oh
that
my
book.
goodness.
Love a holly jolly whatever.
Wishing a happy holiday, not a happy Honda days, mind you.
Okay, so this one. Look at this one.
Ooh.
This one's great. This is Green Lantern 36
A
from
Deadly Christmas.
93.
93.
This is Hal Jordan getting strung up by all these Christmas lights in a tree in the
Now,
background.
Darren, I have to ask you, what were you doing in your life in 1993?
Well,
sir?
clearly, I was watching the music video of Glenn Danzig singing Mother 93.
Best part
Because for
is
some reason, there's a 93 in there. Mother.
every
He's like 5'4". I used to think that guy was scary, but then I found out he's 5'4".
Hey, people at 5'4" can still be
What
scary.
is
Of course, they
going
can
on?
be scary.
just look at this
Mother.
book. It's got a little Ted cord down there.
1993.
A little Ted Cord,
A
as
little
in
Blue
the
Beetle.
Blue Beetle.
Yes, right down there. I don't know if you guys know. I created a web series called The Blue Beetle Ted Cord.
No, you didn't, Santa. Santa
It's
did not
all
create this.
ages, by the way.
Donald
sure about
created
that?
it, not
Created
Santa.
by Santa Claus.
Santa. You
This
are a
one-
man of many
This one
talents.
says you better not pout, you better not cry, you better not wait, no, it says you better not shout, you better not cry, you better not pout, get ready to die.
What's with these scary Christmas comics, man? What's with this?
What
stuff?
is that?
What?
You're
Santa,
scaring the children.
you're not so
scaring-
nice,
Se-
Santa.
season's
Children.
creepings.
Yeah,
You know,
seriously.
Yes,
You
it
know,
does say seasons creeping.
I did once host a wrestling pay-per-view called Seasons Beatings. By the
Oh,
way.
I remember that one. Yeah.
Yes, I did host that.
What about a silent night with the Punisher?
What
The
is a
Punisher?
silent night like with the Punisher?
Chris is
There's
the
nothing
Punisher.
silent about the Punisher.
Christmas the Punisher's a bad thing, you know?
Christmas with the Punisher.
Hmm.
Good old Frank Castle. How about a bunch of Santas shooting at the Flash?
Come on. What's with
That's
these
fun.
books you're showing?
That's Christmas spirit right there. They're sharing
Look,
their bullets.
And that young man in the back, he's interested, but I don't know if his father wants him
They're
to
like,
read a book.
they're like Flash.
with a
Here,
shooting
have
Santa.
some of our bullets.
Oh,
we
wait.
have too many.
Oh, wait. He's nodding his head of approval? Really? Daddy?
No,
you want your kid to look at that?
Look, okay,
Oh
first of
my
all,
goodness.
Santa's wearing shorts, which is weird. But for my money, there are no more peculiar covers than the Flash.
Oh, how about we got this one? Here's a winner, huh?
Bye, Santa.
Oh, take
Goodbye,
care.
goodbye.
Where's your Santa hat, Elliot?
He's got one somewhere.
Oh.
There we go.
There we go.
Boom.
Yeah.
Everybody behind the counter should have.
Look at this
Oh,
special
yes.
Elvira's Haunted Holidays, and she says, and then I want. Uh-huh.
Elvira is
Uh,
a classic and
uh,
a favorite of this podcast. I'll tell you right now.
Cassandra Peterson, you mean?
Yes, Elvira. It's a classic. Like, I mean, always. Oh, wow.
Ah, there's a
Sorry,
good one.
this
The
This
Tick.
is
my
always a
attention.
fun
The
book.
Tick.
Look at
That's
that.
cool.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful.
A lot of us grew up on that Tick cartoon.
You know, I created this character.
No, you didn't.
Okay.
Santa created.
All right. Supersized
Alf.
Alf
No,
holiday
you
special.
don't. No, you don't have a supersized Alf holiday special.
Sorry, the ad
Alf.
said Elf, not Alf. Oh,
Alf.
it's
My-
hilarious.
Alf is a classic.
My lady,
character.
check this out right here. Look at that.
Look
book.
at that
Look
book.
at that.
We all virtually
Jealous
everybody in this
of
room grew up on
Santa?
Alf.
I believe she is jealous of Santa.
Even the father in the back looking at the comic books, he remembers Alf.
Santa's got it all, baby.
Gordon Shumway, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, this one's fun.
What the something?
Yes, he does.
Hey, I
love
thought this
that.
was the Halloween cover. Notice how they're all coming out of the grave.
That's scary. That is scary.
But there's presents, Kevin.
No, but they're scary presents. They're scary presents.
They're
Deadly
presents.
presents. Scary presents.
Look, you can get a little what is that's a cloak
I don't want it.
on a hook.
I don't
Apparently,
want it. I don't want it.
morbid.
That's
Looks a little
scary.
bit like
I don't know,
Storm,
right?
Mistress of the Elements.
Mistress of the elements.
Yes,
Storm.
All right, how about this? Bought in house here at Spero's Heroes.
Gwenpool.
Gwenpool holiday special. Merry Mix Up.
Why is she trying to kill Santa?
She's not. She's just saying hello with.
Why is there a knife?
Santa should look like.
You see? Thank you.
Thank
see?
you.
The
Thank
young
you.
man
Someone
understands.
who's
That's what
paying
Santa should
attention
look like.
and understands.
Not this
Thank you,
emaciated,
friend.
Frightened?
decrepit version.
This Santa is a joke. This Santa.
Yes, you're right. This Santa is a joke.
The
You're
real
absolutely right.
Santa's right here.
No.
Yeah,
No.
I mean, yeah,
With the
yeah.
beard of
Baby Yoda
Zeus.
says otherwise.
Yeah.
beard of
If
Zeus.
Santa was a vegan over here, I suppose this is what he would look like.
This is definitely what Santa looks like.
Yeah.
I'm the real deal.
Mm.
I got a comment.
Oh, you do,
Ma'am,
have a
you have a
comment?
comment?
No, it says Santa needs to learn to share.
Wow.
Oh.
I do share. I do
That
share.
is coming from a viewer 112,425 who's currently live watching our podcast.
Look at that.
wow.
Thank you very much
Belly
for
just
that.
expanded.
And
Yes.
I don't have much in the terms of Christmas gifts to offer you other than what Elliot Spero has, but this is a personal favorite right here. Tales of Suspense, number 48.
Woo.
This is the first appearance of Iron Man in the now famous Iron Man costume.
The red and gold costume.
Yes, the red and gold. We'll
Before
have
that, he
more
was
of
in that
there.
more clunky looking uniform.
Yes, come on down and pick this up at Spero's Heroes, ladies and
I
gentlemen.
don't know what the price is, but whatever it is, I guarantee you.
And just remember,
the
worth it.
Godfather will make
Just
it right.
Pay it.
come visit and see this
You need
Spero,
that. Oh,
not
yes.
that Spero.
Yes, indeed.
No one ever wants to see your creepy doll again, Darren.
Well,
It's very
you know what?
true.
I tell you, if I go down to the Richard Nixon Library in Yorba Linda, I guarantee you they will have some interest in that, just for preservation. Obviously, this was gotten at a yard sale. Like, this isn't something you just buy.
Let's
true.
play Who Wants to Braid Santa's Beard?
Nobody.
No,
Anybody?
no, that was rejected.
Anybody?
That was rejected in
No?
force. In force.
Ow, that hurts.
Okay.
That could be worth the fortune.
That's
you know
attached,
that?
you know.
I think it is
What's
worth
that?
a fortune. That's Spiro Agnew.
That's my suspicion. And because you are the godfather of comics and all things collectibles, I'm sure you could figure that out at some point. Yeah. We also have a Richard Nixon.
Wow.
Yeah.
Santa's beard tastes terrible.
Yeah, from a random yard sale that was picked up by a listener currently on the show. All right, so
It is.
let me
You see,
before we
he
move on
understands.
here, I want to
He
feature two
understands.
more comics here over at Spero's Heroes.
2 more comics.
Naturally, we want the very first appearance of Son of Satan right here.
Wow.
Ghost
What about
Rider.
the son of
Nothing
Satan?
says Christmas like the son of Satan.
Wow.
Wow. And then, of course, a book I see literally everywhere. Okay. Please tell Elliot I said hello. We will. Black Rook
That's
7.
Evan.
All right.
Evan says hello.
Evan says hello, sir.
Hi, Evan.
That's our Evan.
Our Evan.
Big hello to you, sir.
Spiro's
And
Evan.
I see this book everywhere. First appearance, of course, of Luke Cage. This is number 1, Luke Cage, Hero for
Luke
Hire.
Cage, a bad man.
Bad Mamma Jamma.
And
Yes.
whatever quality your book is in, Kevin has one better, apparently.
This is a
In this case, that's true.
6.5.
In this case, that's true. Mine's
That's-
is-
that's
mine's
what
is
he
better.
Yeah,
loves.
yours is a 6.7.
He loves
probably.
to
Yeah,
brag.
okay, here we go.
To Santa about how he
Kev-
is the best book.
Kevin, before we move along, are there any books that you brought with you you'd like to feature with?
Right down there.
With us? Okay.
Now, prepare
in
to be
what-
bored.
In what context are you presenting these books? Are you presenting these as a prospecting opportunity or just personal favorites?
Combination of both. You
Okay.
see, here's one right here. I got this sign about a decade ago. Todd McFarlane and Stan Lee signed this book here. The first cover appearance of Venom. Amazing Spider-Man number 316. Look at that. Look how cool that cover is. Look at that. Look at that.
Looks
Whoa,
like
that's nice.
it's stupid.
Yes, it is. Yes.
I don't
Really
like
nice.
it.
Why is it
Where
Santa?
is his beard?
The beard is underneath the costume.
You know, I really like also
Yeah.
too how he signed it in silver. It's a lot easier to kind of figure out what.
That's actually his blood.
This is blood. This one, I as you know, I got signed at Comic-Con
I
this
was
year.
there to witness it.
Yes, you witnessed it. Jim Steranko.
I held his hand for him.
Captain America
His hand.
113.
He was very excited.
And now, what's the
1960
significance of that book?
It's from 1969.
It's a famous
It's
cover.
famous cover. It's a classic cover, you know, with the
Steranko cover. Jim Steranko, I don't know if you guys know, but he's a ladies' man.
yes, he is.
Where'd your accent go?
What are you talking about? It's right here.
Yeah, that's what I thought. And then, wow, that's a really thick, like plastic protector
Wow.
there.
Yes,
Wow.
Saga 1. This is one of the
Wow.
hottest indie books out there on the market.
Wow.
From Brian K. Vaughan, a writer on Lost.
Let's see. Can I break it over my leg?
No, if you do,
Ready? 1,
if you do that,
2.
Santa's gonna get beat up so badly it won't be funny.
Santa doesn't want a black eye.
No,
so
he doesn't.
Santa will not do that.
Your eye will be as black as, well.
Santa would like some water.
Kevin, talk to me about Saga. Kevin, why is Saga such a hot indie book right now?
Well, reason being, it's like this interesting combination of a soap opera,
Hard to drink.
hard to drink, yeah. A little science fiction, a little Star Wars-ish, a little bit of everything. It involves a family. This little child is told from her point of view, and you have these their parents are from like two different groups that are warring with each other. So it's a lot of fun. There's a lot of dynamics, a lot of social dynamics going on. You read it, it's gonna be such a fun read.
All right. So, out of curiosity, other than all the books that Santa obviously presented here that are not necessarily Santa themed, we got a question from one of our listeners right now. They would like to know, what do you think, prospecting wise, would make a great Christmas gift right now? And prospecting, not necessarily just to resell it, but to have in your collection and know this is an extraordinarily valuable book.
Ooh, I got it.
What is it?
Captain Adam, number 83.
You're welcome.
Captain Adam 80.
That is the first
See, even
appearance.
when the customer's looking at that,
I'm
look at that.
going to
Captain
stay
Adam
quiet.
number
You go ahead and
83.
share that
The
right
first appearance. I don't know if you guys know, Santa created a web series called The Blue Beetle Ted Cord Returns. That's the first appearance of Ted Cord right there. It's beautiful. It is the most gorgeous book you'll ever see in your entire life.
So now I've heard rumors, Santa, that Ted Cord and Booster Gold very well could be hitting the TV and
Santa's
movie
book.
scene.
Santa's book, you don't get it.
Can you talk to me about them possibly hitting the television and movie scene here? Ted Cord and maybe Booster Gold?
Yes. So there's I'll bite.
The point has been proven. Santa really doesn't.
There's
Yeah,
a
that's
whole.
true.
You shut your mouth.
By the way,
There's a whole thing.
and by the way, he abuses his reindeer too. You know that? He abuses animals, this Santa.
They're
Can you believe that?
delicious.
All right, can we please talk about Ted Cord?
I'm
and
sorry.
I
Booster
can't help how good they
Gold?
taste. Once you go
Let's talk-
reindeer, you never go
Back.
back.
To that little dog and the Grinch. Anyway, talk to me. What do you be hearing about the possibilities of a Ted Cord Booster Gold team up here?
There's
in the future?
possibilities of a Booster Gold Ted Cord team up.
Okay.
That's very
Elaborate, Santa.
Fascinating,
Thanks,
isn't it?
Santa.
He did elaborate.
So basically, what we're hearing is that there's going to be a Booster Gold Ted Cord movie coming up.
Whoa.
Can you explain to the
Yes.
audience that probably have never heard of Ted
Blue and
Cord?
gold. Blue and gold. And actually, we've got a podcast coming up with me and Jared Galante, the other member of the Real Short Box, where we discuss the history of Booster Gold, which is quite fascinating. So when that comes out, get excited.
Well, the
It's
first
like unwrapping a present.
the first draft of the movie script has come out, and I've heard at the end of the film, Ted Cord will be killed, and he will have to pass the costume along to Jaime Reyes.
Is that true?
It's not true. It's not true. No, it's a lie. Total fabrication.
Why are you getting so upset?
It's a lie.
Well, it's clearly a truth because he lost his accent.
Now Santa's angry
Okay.
now. You've angered Santa.
But a lot of people feel that
Hope you like
a
coal.
lot of people feel that Jamie Reyes is better than Ted Cord. They think he's a better written and
Who are
richer,
these
richer
people?
character.
Who are these
We
people?
need the proof, though.
I don't know. but
I
Somebody,
the
somebody
proof.
that likes Jamie
Some people are
Reyes
saying
better, Jaime Reyes better than you do Ted Cord. You go ahead and post. I
They
dare you.
They feel. Why
You
you
go
threatening?
ahead and comment. See if you get any gifts.
All right, so here's
You're
comes the
gonna
next thing.
get coal and nothing more.
So there is a rumor passing around, and for right now, it's a fact. The reason I say it's a rumor is because we're talking like we're almost 3 years out at this point. Hold on. We have a comment here from My Ninja the Kitty. Santa went on a diet. See, once again.
That's what I'm saying. Santa walked
Okay.
150
I
pounds.
did lose
He's
a
not
bit
a real
of weight.
Santa.
Yes, I lost a bit of weight. It's called Slim Fast, sir. And it's,
See, even the kids are not being fooled. It's a
You're-
fake
you
Santa.
know, and this
you're-
is,
you.
This guy's on the naughty list.
and this is
you
something,
see, you're on the naughty list.
Who's this guy?
Oh yes, yes.
See, right?
Who's this
Oh,
guy?
we've got
Who's
to
this
mention,
guy?
since we just mentioned Jared, we got to mention his triceps are huge, like the size of Colossus's triceps.
so
I don't know.
Triceps.
yeah.
That's part of your muscle. I don't know if you know.
Yes, yes.
So a little
Kevin's a bit of a
we're gonna
dimwit,
take a
sorry.
moment here
Oh,
for
really?
a little behind the scenes real short
Give him the
box
gift of
talk here.
knowledge.
This Santa costume is going over way better than I thought. This will be like the biggest thing we've ever done.
Santa Claus is the biggest thing we've ever done.
Except you'd have been bigger. But here's the thing. I've got a
Aw.
Flash movie, and I call it a rumor because I mean
Does that mean it's a movie really fast?
things can
Yes.
things can change just so quickly
So quickly.
when it comes to movies. But in 2022, We are supposedly going to be getting a film
Yeah,
with
real hot.
the Flash.
July 1st,
So
2022.
naturally, while we're on the Flash, who is your favorite Flash, Kevin?
Barry Allen.
What a fool. It's Wally West for anybody in the know.
Now, considering I'm a Barry Allen person myself,
But you're a Jay Garrick. person.
Gross.
I like Jay Garrick, but I'm a Barry Allen guy. I like the
Gross.
storyline. So time out. Here we go, because we are the real short box, and we will dive into this deeper than most people. Kevin, please defend your position on Mr. Barry Allen.
Barry Allen is a great scientist. Barry Allen is a man who sacrificed himself during Crisis on Infinite Earths. Not sure Wally West would do that. Barry Allen is just a better character.
Does Barry Allen have better villains?
Yes, he does.
All right. So for people who want to get Darren something on the list, on your Christmas list, I believe it is Flash 139, which is the first appearance of the Reverse Flash. Eobard Thawne. Get him on, because I'm telling you right now, Barry Allen, storyline-wise, and you're starting to see this in the CW
Where are
series
we?
and the NBC series. Barry Allen just has great storylines. And honestly, too, Barry Allen's got the great covers.
Mom?
Like my personal favorite, which he
Hey,
is not,
It's Jarrett.
Barry Allen, fattest man alive. That's one of
That's
my
what he said.
favorite covers I've
The
ever
real
seen.
hot box.
Jesus, you said it out loud.
All right, Wally West, Santa. Why Wally West?
Why Wally West?
He's the gift that keeps on giving.
Really?
Yes.
That doesn't sound good.
I promised
His
them
favorite color's red.
deep content. Let's go.
And
Let's really
And
dive into this
He's
here.
thin now.
and
You just
and
saved yourself.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. His favorite name is Chris Kringle. It's my name.
no, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
Shut your mouth.
It's not your real
You're
name.
not getting gifts.
I don't need your
Give me
gifts.
that half a comic back.
He has it.
Oh, you're
All
never
right, so
seeing
here
it
we
again.
go. Because this is completely backfiring with the Flash, let's talk a little bit about Wonder Woman 1984.
Wait, Wally West. We got to go back to him.
No, we don't.
Yes, we do.
No, we
So
don't.
you're going to answer the question this
I
time.
was answering the question.
All right.
Just fast forwarded past me.
Hmm.
Flashed. Anyway, Wally West. Wally West is great because Wally West was fun. He was the first Flash to bring fun to a comic book. No one cares that you're sleeping. It's actually better for us. Look, our views have gone up now. It's true. Anyway, Wally West made it fun. He made comic books enjoyable again. He created the family dynamic. We had Max Mercury and Impulse and Jesse Quick, and all of those guys came in, and Jay Garrick, and it was a whole family unit. And then we talked more about the Speed Force and delved into that. It was just so good in general and so rich and fun. Barry Allen had, what, 40 years to make it fun, or 30 years, and he couldn't do it. He couldn't cut the mustard. So you know what they did to Barry Allen?
Got the mustard.
Do you know what they did? They killed him off. That's right. They killed him off in the comic books because he was boring.
That's not
And they
true.
brought in Wally West.
Not true.
And he was so great that for about 30 years, they didn't bring Barry Allen back. The only reason why they did is because there was some Gen Xer that was upset because Barry Allen was his favorite comic character or some nonsense. And he brought him back.
Unfortunately, someone agrees with you. Boring Allen. Wow.
I'm just telling you right now,
Thank you.
too. All right. Every time they make a TV series that's highly successful about the Flash, Barry Allen is. the center of all of it.
It's not interesting.
It's
yes.
very obvious.
It's
Barry
not
Allen
interesting. So
has
why,
the best
why,
villains.
how come the studios like are picking Wally West?
Wally West, because the problem is that they're really pushing Barry Allen, and they shouldn't be. Just like they push Jaime Reyes when they shouldn't be, because they don't know what the people want. They think they know what they need, and it's incorrect.
You think you know what the people want?
I know what the people want.
Really?
People
In the
want
words of
Blue
John
Beetle
Hurt,
Ted Cord
I
returns.
want them to remember why they need
That's
us.
right, Jarrett. More like boring Allen. And in Vintage Ultra, Ice Cream Man.
It's a great song by Van Halen.
That series I have not read myself, so I can't say, and I don't want to lie to you there. So
But we
I'm-
would recommend Dead Poo just off the cover.
But there are some great Image comic books that are coming out and have been out for a while. So one of them that I just read the first issue of, it's like back in April, I think it came out. It's called Fair Lady. And if you haven't read that, I highly recommend that. That's from Image Comics.
Okay, so one of our listeners right now has said that they've heard about Deadpool, but what about Eeyore versus Thor?
Eeyore versus Thor.
I don't think that's a thing.
Well, I think it would be great to have Eeyore.
Not that it matters anyway.
I don't know.
Santa's bored.
All right, so let's talk Wonder Woman 1984. We did have a trailer come out very recently.
Pretty good.
And
Glorious beard.
Pedro Pascal has been announced as Maxwell Lord.
Look
now,
at that.
would
Over
you
Martell
guys,
getting so much work.
I'm interested, guys. Maxwell Lord, we obviously know what a great role he has.
You played Maxwell Lord yourself.
I did in the Blue Beetle universe.
Hey, I created a series called Blue Beetle Ted Cord Returns. Darren was in it.
So my question to you guys is, how do you feel Maxwell Lord will fit into Wonder Woman 1984? Because there's just not a lot of information right now about it.
Pretty easy.
How easy.
People are tuning into us because we know this stuff, okay? Very important. So how is Maxwell Lord going to fit into the Wonder Woman world?
Well, I mean, the way Max Lord will fit into anything. He's a businessman first. That's what his story is.
And he has the power to control people.
And he's smart. Well, I don't know. They'll probably will put that in, to be honest. But they might not.
To control Santa.
Yes, the power to control Santa. Absolutely.
No one has that power.
Oh, I do.
Well, we have a comment here. Someone loves that Wonder Woman trailer.
It is a pretty cool
It's
trailer.
energetic.
That
pretty
Wonder
cool.
Woman trailer looks.
It takes place in the 1980s. They play like 80s music. It's cool. You've seen it, right?
You know,
You see?
Blue Monday. But it's not the Dead or Alive version. It's not the orgy version. It's like this new kind of like upset. That's a band.
Oh, okay.
It is this this modern version. Like it's really neat, and I think that when you take the 80s and you just kind of jazz it up a little bit, I think it's really
Santa needs
cool.
a drink.
You know, especially out here in Southern California, the 80s is always relevant. Heck, September the 5th of next year at the brand new Rams SoFi Stadium, you're going to have Motley Crue, Poison, Def Leppard, and Joan Jett and the Blackhearts. So the 80s are always cool out here, folks. And they think they could sell it.
And it'll be the 35th anniversary of the original Back to the Future movie.
Who did the score, Kevin?
I can't remember.
Alan Silvestri.
That's right, Alan Silvestri.
He also
Silvestri.
did the Avengers score.
Yes, he
Yes.
All right, so yeah, the Wonder
And
Woman
the Judge
trailer.
Dredd.
I love that. The energy, though, to be honest, like that trailer is very alive. Obviously, there's still some parts of the original Wonder Woman movie, which we've talked about a multitude of times, not liking the end because of the CGI overload.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know.
Plus, Cheetah's going to be in the movie.
Cheetah, not the cheetah. All right. So,
I do like the idea of Cheetah being in it.
well, here's what's kind
I
of
like
interesting.
cats.
You like cats?
Yes.
Oh.
Okay, that new trailer's Creep City, guys. I'm sorry.
Do you like Thundercats, though?
Oh,
Of course. Ho! Anything that says ho in there is a winner in my book.
You don't
I like
say.
Lionel because what a play on words.
Mm.
So we guys did a podcast a few weeks back. I think it's out in the world right now. But we are talking about supervillains that had the best opportunity to commit world domination.
Yes, we did. We talked about that. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, we had a pretty spirited discussion here.
Mhm.
But last I checked, I believe, Donald, do you remember who your character was that you thought had the best chance?
No, I was drunk.
Santa's not supposed to drink except eggnog.
There's a beard under your beard right now.
Spike technology.
Oh, geez.
That's how
Wow.
strong Santa is. He grows beards under his beard.
Wow. That's
There's
amazing.
7 layers of beard here. It's like a bean
7
dip.
layers.
So since that section of the
Give me-
podcast
give me
is
a
fun,
tortilla chip.
flat, thank you.
Dip it in. It's
We are
delicious.
definitely looking forward to lots of new things coming here. And
Bye! Ho, ho, ho! Merry
Thanks for coming out, guys.
Christmas
Spero's
and
Heroes.
all that fun.
open until 8:30, unless you shop till you drop.
Yeah, we'll stay open a
Matter of
little
fact,
bit
those 2
longer.
people right there have already dropped. Look at that.
Yes,
They've fallen over.
I've seen folks walking out with short boxes, long boxes.
Some
Oh,
things
so it's a
dragged
boxes.
out off the floor.
Right. So
Who did I
obviously,
pick? I don't even remember.
I know
You bring up
picked.
a podcast from 7 years
It's
ago.
quite simple.
Look at that. 7
Baby Yoda.
7 layers of beard.
We have Baby Yoda in Pop Toy form.
It's true. 7 layers of beard hair.
Yes, Baby Yoda is
Delicious.
quite possibly This is Disney meets George Lucas. Of course, they know how to get a toy out there.
But what would you take, a baby Yoda or a baby Groot?
Baby Jar Jar.
Would you take, baby Groot or baby Yoda?
Yoda.
Oh,
What if Baby Groot could grow a Baby Yoda
that would be something.
That would be terrifying.
off his
Get
branch?
off of the drugs,
You
please.
just pick him
This
like
is
fruit.
not. This is
Or
this
a
is-
baby Gizmo.
You just
we-
pick him like fruit. He's delicious.
Or what about
we
baby
do not
Gizmo
want-
from
Hello.
Baby Gizmo.
Oh,
Baby Gizmo.
Or wait, do you want the Gremlin version of Gizmo?
We all want gremlins.
No, I want the Mogwai, whatever
No?
his name.
The
Mogwai version.
Mm.
By the way, Gremlins 2, one of the weirdest movies ever.
The new batch.
I love the one that had the spider legs.
Yes.
Yeah, that was fun.
Next year's the 30th anniversary of
I never want to
Gremlins 2,
see
the new
that
batch.
thing in real life, though.
Yep, I'll tell you what, and Phoebe Cates is still hot.
Would you tell that to her face?
You better believe it.
You know, it's been almost 40 years since Fast Time at Ridgemont High. Almost.
I love Fast Times at Ridgemont
Yeah,
High. It's
yeah.
basically
Yeah.
about life in the valley in 1982. Cameron Crowe went undercover as a high school student at the age of 19, and he wrote that script. Cameron Crowe, sort of a
He went
wonder kid, if you will,
undercover at
of
the age of
screenwriting.
19. Didn't he just graduate high school?
That's a good point.
But he wasn't
then he
enrolled in any
goes
classes.
Undercover?
He wasn't enrolled in any classes, though.
Kind of like 21 Jump
He was
Street.
pretending.
That doesn't make any sense. Is that true?
It is
Yes, it's
absolutely
true.
true.
That's
Why does
absolutely
that make sense? That doesn't make any sense. Why would he? He just was in school. Why didn't he just write about that?
Because he did not have the
Did
full...
he not pay
No,
attention?
he wanted to be a writer.
He wasn't paying attention, was he? Like that. Too much of that. The old wacky tobacco.
What's that?
He's not paying
The
attention.
wacky tobacco. Well, what does Santa know about the wacky tobacco?
He's not paying attention. If he was in,
Well,
if he
what
went
does Santa
undercover,
know about the
that doesn't
wacky
make any
tobacco?
sense.
What does Santa know about the so-called wacky tobacco?
I'm just saying,
Guys,
he wasn't obviously paying attention.
This is a podcast, not a Seth Rogen movie. We
Okay.
can lay off the wacky tobacco right
Okay.
now.
Okay.
All right. So once again, we are at Spero's Heroes, the Temple of Comics, with over 300,000 books, which 400 scholars could not read all at once.
Even if
Look
they
at these
tried.
gift certificates right here. We have gift certificates. This is the perfect thing. Listen, people have very specific tastes in comic books. It's just a fact. And obviously, if you're buying for, guys like this, you kind of know the flavor that they're into, but especially with their collections, you never know if you're going to double up on what you're giving them. So come on down and get one of these gift certificates. We have 300,000 books to choose from. This awesome wall. This wall you see behind us, this is not even 5% of the wall. This wall spans through the entire front room of the shop. Back there, that's where the reading happens. That's where everyone hangs out. Come on down to Spero's Heroes. 300,000.
90,
You can't go wrong.
9045 Eaton Avenue, Canoga Park, California.
Absolutely. Kevin, would you mind reading those sales just one more time for everybody?
The Spero's After Dark Sale, 40% off front room graphic novels and omnibuses. 25% off just in long boxes with a purchase of $20 up. 20% off just in short boxes. 20% off front room sets. 20% off eBay items and 10% off wall books.
Mm-hmm.
So next weekend, obviously, Star Wars will be coming out. I'm sure we will have 1 or 12 things to say about it. More than likely, if you want my perfect statement about Star Wars, I will be probably watching Richard Jewell before Star Wars because Star Wars, sorry, you've poisoned it for me, folks. I'm just not excited to see it.
He's going to give Clint Eastwood his business instead of J.J. Abrams.
Exactly. And that's the thing is I want them to do good. Like, it's important you all know we are not here to insult just for our own amusement. We want these things to be great. We want them to touch people in a very positive way.
You have to earn it.
You do have to earn it. And this lazy way that they've been doing the last 2 Star Wars movies, possibly a third one, it's just not going to work.
Right.
It's just not going to
Had
work.
they followed my plan and Donald's plan, I guarantee you, you'd be doing much better. It'd be much love in the fan base.
Mm-hmm.
All you got left now is
hire
the Mandalorian. That's all you got at this point.
Just hire us already.
Yes. So, guys, we're actually getting towards the end of the podcast here. Give me your thoughts at the moment of what exactly we can expect in the new year for comic books. Obviously, we have series coming up. We have movies coming up. Crisis of Infinite Earths we talked about on our last live stream. Wonder Woman 1984, of course, is DC's big film. Marvel, I don't know exactly what they're up to next year. Birds of Prey, which
we do have Birds of Prey.
Black Widow. Yes, thank you.
And-
Will Scarlett still be playing the Black
Yes, the
Yes.
trailer
Okay.
already
dropped.
dropped.
There
Yeah,
you go.
it's
The
quite lovely,
Taskmaster
actually.
is going to be in it.
Yeah, they showed the Taskmaster.
Widow? The Taskmaster.
I think we're going to get Tony Stark too, in some
Are-
capacity.
are you-
We're going to get Iron Man.
I must ask you, do you guys know a thing or two about a Taskmaster first appearance?
Yes.
do.
Avengers 196, or if you want to go for the cameo, Avengers 195. I should have
Mhm.
brought that book in, but it's okay.
Now, that book, what kind of surge are we
Okay,
talking
yeah.
about financially? Like, is this
significant?
So is this a rare book in
It was
your
a
opinion?
$30 book,
it
and now
was.
it's
It's
a
over $100.
$400 book.
Oh, good God, 400, sweet
In
lord.
good, like really good condition. Yeah,
Oh,
400
sweet
bucks.
lord. So you mean tell me that one I got is worth $400 now?
No,
Oh,
I
well,
said in really good condition.
Now, do you
it
guys
is in really good condition.
do you guys think when a trailer drops or when the movie gets released, when do you think is better to sell your books if that's what you decide you would like to do?
Trailer, definitely when the trailer drops, because that's when the heat starts to come. That's when people know it's real.
It's the
It's
peak.
been made. It's being worked on. That's the peak. Yeah, that's when you should do it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, if you wait till the movie comes out, if it's bad, you're dead. You're dead. Your book just drops to nothing again.
That's why I was smart to drop that Suicide Squad book when I did years ago.
Well, maybe. I mean, because
You think Birds of Prey is going to be better?
well, no, there's going to be a Suicide Squad too.
that's not coming out for a while.
We
I
just
know.
we just had a remark here, guys. This is how we can help you with the Real Short Box. Your last Star Wars pod was great and made me realize just how bad the new trilogy is.
Mm.
Well, thank you.
And honestly, we weren't pushing our own personal propaganda here. Those are legit reactions we had.
And he also says that Baby Yoda
Sorry.
beats all cuteness.
I know you're.
Until Baby Jar Jar comes out. That'll be the game changer, folks. I'm telling you.
Or Baby Admiral Akbar.
Could you imagine if he just comes out and
You
he's
see,
like,
see,
he's like-
Baby Admiral Akbar. Could you imagine that?
could you imagine he's coming out of it? Misa hasta poopsa. Yeah, I'm telling you, man, this is gonna be good stuff.
But Baby Admiral Akbar would sell too.
Baby Admiral Akbar. Do you know I have an Admiral
Yeah.
like this is a funny thing about collectibles. Who knows? I have an Admiral Akbar baseball cap.
You're joking.
Yeah, no, I'm not
I
joking.
know they made those.
It's random. You know, we are Star Wars people in my household. Okay.
You guys are. You're not kidding.
No, absolutely. I
So-
cannot wait.
So we know which house to, shall we say, visit.
Yeah, and if we talk to the producers here, we could quite possibly have a little podcast featuring all these Star Wars toys.
Ooh.
Because Star Wars toys, and it's funny, like I come here and go around to various other places, and these Star Wars toys are a little more common than I had originally thought. However, not quite so common, especially the whole collection. Yes, you remember Boba Fett actually had a rocket that shot off his backpack here, and that is one of the rarest toys to find in the Star Wars collection.
You're kidding. And
Because
you had one?
I do, because a 5-year-old choked to death on that little rocket.
And all because of that one thing, they just.
Yes.
That reminds me of the Megatron because it looked too much like a Walter PPK or something like that.
Yes.
And they had to just took it off the market.
But I will have you know, going into my basement looking through toys is like going through a time machine.
It is.
If you remember, like, because I had Megatron the gun, you know, and it wasn't the gun that he even looked like in the movie.
Mhm.
But so here we go. Santa's back with us. Santa, do you have any thoughts you'd like to leave with the people before we start going into the new year?
As far as comics and pop culture and all of that,
And it's a new decade.
I think honestly, you're going to want to start looking at 80s books. I think bronze has been mined pretty thoroughly, and it continues to be mined pretty thoroughly. But I think starting to look at early 80s to mid 80s books, I think the
Also some DC books too, if I might add. Because Marvel's hot
Yes.
right now. But I think it's time to start shifting some DCs.
the time of the DC comic will be coming at some point, and it will be grand when it does happen. It's a slow burn right now because we've got Aquaman that was a success. Wonder Woman was a success. We got
Shazam.
the second Wonder Woman. Shazam was a pretty good success. So DC's starting to create some hits.
Green
They're
Lantern.
going to probably go a little short with Birds of Prey. I'll be surprised if it's enjoyable and good. But
We have a comment from
Mhm.
Jared. It says, Misa needs to die. Please not during our live stream. Okay. That is not positive for our ratings.
it's not something we don't. We're not bringing you on to
Wait a minute.
die.
Baby Reyes and Baby Jamie Reyes?
No.
What is that saying?
Santa came early.
No!
This guy.
We're not doing that.
All right, gentlemen. I think it's a great opportunity to wrap up. Where can they find us? and our lovely podcast.
Find
Where they
us where
can-
you're currently watching us. You can find us on YouTube.
Where they can get these great gift
You
certificates.
can find us on Instagram,
Yes.
Google Play,
Spotify.
Spotify,
Sprecher, which we have one listen through Sprecher. That is your fault, people. Get on Sprecher.
iTunes, of course.
Yes, iTunes,
Natural.
YouTube, live even, which we're on now.
All that being said, folks, once again, this is the Real Short Box broadcasting from Spero's Heroes. My name is Darren.
My name is Supreme Chancellor Kevin.
And I'm Santa.
All right. And
Apparently.
and this time and any other time, you'll probably see us.
At the
At a
comic
comic
shop.
Cut. 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 Cut.
My mouth is my nose now.
Cut.
That's awkward. That's awkward. Good night, everyone.
My mouth is my nose.
Good job, Santa. Nailed that.
Well,
People are upset. You know that, right?
great.
Ho, ho, ho.
They're always
Extreme.
upset.
People are upset, man.
Goodbye, everybody.
They're upset at Santa's mouth.
At this.
This